the beginning, there was nothing. And then there was the Drunken Peasants Podcast.
I gotta get a witness. No!
Say, man, you got a joint? No, not on me, man.
I don't have facts to back this up.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
That's true.
Sometimes I cry.
Oh! Lick my butthole, he laughed.
From the strangest corners of the internet, here to bring you opinions of the world from an altered perspective. Here are your hosts, the Drunken Peasants.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Drunken Peasants Podcast, episode 741. We've got Josephine here with us again. Welcome back, Josephine.
Welcome back.
Yeah, and if some of you might notice, my voice sounds kind of weird. I believe I'm losing my voice right now. I don't think it's COVID though.
Oh, nobody gets COVID anymore. That's
so.
Think of the past.
That's old news.
That's first quarter.
Yeah. If you're getting COVID now, you're like, it's like buying food from grocery outlet.
Yes.
It's just not cool.
Yeah.
And also, I guess we're gonna have a random Jeff Holiday jump on here in a little
Yeah,
bit.
he said he has to drink a lot of water. So
That sounds like a hangover thing. I can't imagine telling someone I'm doing that unless I'm hungover.
he might just be staying hydrated because of the heat.
I mean, it just goes. I mean, we all have to drink water to stay alive. So normally you wouldn't make a point to tell someone that you drink water unless you're hungover.
Unless he's planning on drinking enough water where it's like, this is what I'm going to be doing for the next 15 minutes. Don't expect me because I'm going to be drinking water for 15 minutes straight.
Until I'll just take a sip of water.
Yeah.
Jeff.
He's super thirsty. But he should. He's very thirsty. See, he's right there in the fan shade.
Oh yeah, I'll add him to the group here. All right, here he comes.
I was not shot in the chop, guys.
He hasn't been there. And I don't blame him. Like I said, I'd be interested in maybe going there during the day and looking around at what's going on, but last night shows that going there at night is probably a bad idea.
I've been around shootings before. It's not that big of a thing. If the gun's not pointed at you, you're safe.
Even if you've been around shootings before, you still want to avoid being around them, right?
I guess.
Yeah.
They're not preferable.
Right.
Wait, what are you guys talking about?
There's this part of Seattle that's locked down by the protesters at this point, and there's no they pushed all the cops out. They took over like one of the precincts in that area. It's like a 6-block radius. And there was a shooting there last night.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, I give up on the news, to be honest. Like, it's just depressing every day, and oh Lord.
That's why I'm prepared for the news, because I'm depressed every day.
Yeah.
And hearing this other depressing stuff, it kind of cheers me up.
It does kind of help.
I'm like, geez, my life's not so bad.
I get that.
It's not so bad.
Oh my God.
Then I go and watch things like the Kardashians, and I get depressed again. Because I'm like,
Don't talk about the Kardashians like that.
I just wish I had big ass and titties too.
True.
Like if I was,
You do.
It's true. Then why am I not a Kardashian?
You're not. What are they?
Armenian?
Armenian. Yeah.
Why's it got to be a race thing?
That's more of a nationality than a race.
I don't know. Dude, I'm pale skinned, white, privileged. I don't know what race means. I'm trying to learn. I'm listening.
Well, normally if it's named after a country, it's a nationality, not a race.
That makes a lot of sense.
Not always, but yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you learn something every day. Learn something new every day.
Yeah. I wanted to wait for Jeff to come in here.
He's going to be a little bit. He's still drinking water.
All right. We'll talk about something else.
He's got to drink a lot of water.
While he drinks his water, we'll talk about something different. Before we do that, though, everyone, please make sure you're subscribed, like the stream, all that stuff. Send us your bats if you have any bats. That would be great. And we're going to do the intro to the next segment. Here it goes.
He called me sir. It got me so human angry.
He
discriminating against wolves?
Wow. They're laughing at us, at our stupidity.
Better well learn to love it.
Yeah. I saw this today, and this is a slightly older story, but I saw a newer one on the cable news earlier, and they're saying that voter registration is going crazy ever since the protests started. So
That's incredible.
Yeah, that might be Trump's undoing, basically.
That'd be awesome.
Because Obama rallied a bunch of people to come vote for him that wouldn't have voted otherwise, and I think that's what's happening this time too. A younger voter demographic that sometimes just doesn't vote.
Do you think it's not both sides though?
No, it's not both sides.
That's good.
Oh yeah, it's the young people, hopefully.
Yeah, let's see what it says here.
Voter registrations, volunteer activity, and donations for groups linked to Democratic causes are surging in the midst of protests following the death of George Floyd, according to voting advocacy groups. This surge in registrations could end up being one of the factors that helps tip the election between apparent Democratic nominee Joe Biden and President Donald Trump. The efforts are by groups including Latino voter registration organizations, Rock the Vote, and one co-chaired by the former First Lady Michelle Obama.
Don't you mean Michael? Don't you mean Michael? Have you ever heard that conspiracy theory that Michelle Obama is a secret transgender?
Oh, that, yeah.
Yeah, and they're always like, it's Michael. Like, if you post anything about Michelle Obama, chances are you'll get one of these shitheads in your comments being like, you mean Mike, right?
Well, that's how double shithead they are. Not only are they weird conspiracy theorists, but they're also like in their conspiracy, they're making it a point to dead name somebody. It's like, oh, you're doubling down on what a piece of trash you are. Cool. Remind me to walk on the other side of the street from you.
Right.
Yeah. Well.
Latino voter registration groups in recent weeks have noticed an uptick in their community's mobilization to vote, particularly from younger voters. The leaders of these organizations said that many are registering after nationwide outrage directed at police brutality and the spread of the coronavirus pandemic, which has left over 100,000 dead and tens of millions jobless in the United States. Unemployment rates for Hispanic and black workers remained high at 17.6 and 16.8% respectively.
That's crazy
even
high.
after the nation added 2.5 million jobs last month.
It's crazy high unemployment.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's why everyone's showing up to vote now. The coronavirus is affecting literally everyone. And it's almost one of those things where if it doesn't affect you directly, then no one actually does anything about it. But now it's affecting everyone, and everyone can watch, how Trump is handling the situation. And they're all mad. Like, their paychecks are gone. This is real shit. This is real life. They have families. They have kids. It's like, I hope they keep this up, man. I really, really hope they keep this up.
Me too. And it's American healthcare helped to make it surge in the United States worse than any other country because we're kind of taught, like, be sparing when you decide to go to the doctor. Like, if you got a cold, you normally don't go to the doctor. You buy some meds over the counter and you lay on the couch for a few days until you feel better. And that hindered people from going and getting treatment and getting tested, and tests weren't even available. And your insurance had to cover them at first. So if people didn't have the insurance to cover the test, which was expensive, you weren't going to get tested, and that was a huge problem.
I'm all for more Democratic voters signing up and getting interested. Go Team Blue, but I'm not going to be excited until Joe Biden gets two things. I want Joe Biden to get a really good vice president and a really bad cough.
Oh my God.
Oh no.
Oh God. Why the second one, may I ask?
I don't know, just so maybe he has to step down and give the job to the really good vice president.
When you say step down, don't you mean die?
No.
That's what it sounds like.
If he's got a bad cough, he's got to go. He's like, guys, I'm done. I got a bad cough.
You're on some kind of Secret Service watch list now.
I hope. Put me on there. Put me on a listen list, too. Check out my Spotify, CIA.
We're probably all on the list already.
Yeah.
If this poll is accurate, the 62% of registered Latino voters would back Biden over Trump. If that's accurate, that's huge because Latinos are the largest minority in the United States. And that's sometimes they're kind of split there's a lot of Republican Latino voters. So,
oh yeah,
especially the Cubans. In Miami.
a lot of Puerto Ricans that are older seem to lean towards the other side. I've noticed. I don't know. Those are like the New York Puerto Ricans that I've talked to.
Yeah, and they've been there a
ones.
long time. They've been there like a really long time.
Yeah.
We know Billy.
We know. Thank you, PT Hammer. And by the way, PT Hammer, you got us up over the 60% mark with that. We are very far, almost 40% away from our goal. The goal ends tonight, but I think we can do it.
Yeah,
we usually do.
You know what? We should make the same offer that we made last stream.
If we can hit this goal?
Yeah, if we can hit this goal before the end of this stream, we will do a live reading of Keanisms, a not for children's book by Cardigan Broadmoor. I bet you that's his real name.
It is, of course. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
We'll do it like kindergarten style, where we read it and then we hold it.
Yeah.
For you to see.
Like a
mac
good
and cheese.
a good teacher.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I see something here about build a border wall across the Mexican border. A recent survey shows 60% of registered Latino voters would back Biden over Trump. That's a good percentage, but only 62% isn't strong enough. When you probably have, I don't know, you probably have 62% of fucking white people voting for Trump.
I don't think that's true. No, I think it's gonna be more split than that.
Hopefully. Floyd died last week while being subdued by a white Minneapolis police officer. The 4 officers involved in the arrest of the black man have been charged in his death, which sparked nationwide protests. Many young Latino voters, leaders of these said groups, are showing solidarity with members of the black community in their opposition to Trump. Voto Latino, a 501c4 nonprofit that is looking to help Democrats overtake Trump by registering a record number of Latinos to vote, said it has seen a massive upswing of registrations since protests began over a week ago. Maria Teresa Kumar, CEO of the organization, told CNBC the group has already surpassed its June goal of registering 20,000 people, including the key states of Arizona and Texas, and is expected to have 50,000 Latino youth registered by Sunday. She said they've done extensive digital test ads in the states across the country, tying the need to vote to what Latinos are witnessing in the protests. She said the group has leaped over its June target of spending $140,000 in those 2 Southwest states where polls show a tight race between Trump and Biden. So they leaped over its June target of spending $140,000. So that just means they've spent like over $140,000 now. That's what they're saying.
Yeah. Yeah, the Republicans have a ton of money to spend on this campaign coming up. So Trump's still going to be tough to beat, but if the voters mobilize, he can be defeated. I wanted to move on to this next one. This is crazy to me, but whatever. I'm not attached to the brand or anything, but they're getting rid of I don't know. I guess they're getting rid of the actual character, Aunt
They're
Jemima.
actually going to get rid of the syrup altogether.
Aren't they getting sued too?
It's fucked because
like the family of, I guess, some woman that was supposedly the person that they modeled the character after was going to sue them. Yeah, because Aunt Jemima's owned by Pepsi, so that's a company with a lot of money, you know?
Yeah.
So I guess they were thinking about suing them, but I don't think there's any evidence as far as they've said so far.
Yeah, the fucked up thing is they're canceling syrup now. No more syrup for pancakes. You have to use white powdered sugar. That's fucked up.
Powdered mayo.
They're going to make you put mayo on your pancakes. It's fucked up. No. Quaker Oats is retiring the more than 130-year-old Aunt Jemima brand and logo, acknowledging its origins are based on a racial stereotype. As we work to make progress towards racial equality through several initiatives, we also must take a hard look at our portfolio of brands and ensure they reflect our values and meet our consumers' expectations, the Pepsi-owned company said in a statement provided to CNN Business, who dropped the Yo Quiero Taco Bell dog 20 years ago, but can't let fucking Aunt Jemima go home. Come on, fuck off, dude. You guys have been under target for decades. Pepsi, here's what you got to do, Pepsi. Quit lighting Michael Jackson on fire.
They did light him on fire.
You lit Michael Jackson on fire, and you want to say this is a known issue now?
Yeah, he was filming a Pepsi commercial, and there was like some pyrotechnics and some sparks got in his hair, and I think he was wearing some kind of product that was flammable, and his hair just went up in flames.
Damn Pepsi.
We've been
Get it
watching
together.
you, Pepsi.
Racists.
This is a decade of destruction. No, a century of centrally located racisms. Stop it. Stop it, Pepsi. Aunt Jemima's appearance has evolved over time. The brand's origin and logo is based off the song Old Aunt Jemima from a minstrel show performer and reportedly sung by slaves.
I did not know that.
The company's website said the logo started in 1890 and was based on Nancy Green, a storyteller, cook, and missionary worker. However, the website fails to mention Green was born into slavery. The news was first reported by NBC News. After a nationwide reckoning on race following the death of George Floyd in police custody, some companies are making changes. Uncle Ben's owner, Mars, also said Wednesday that now is the right time to evolve the Uncle Ben's brand, including its visual brand identity, which we will do, adding that we don't yet know what the exact changes and timing will be, but we are pretty sure since it's rice, he'll be Asian. And
oh my God,
what?
no.
No, they didn't say that.
Oh, I was like, what?
I made that up, Ben. I made that up.
I was like, whoa, no.
I made that up, Ben.
You know, I guess I was just totally innocent as growing up. I never once looked at Aunt Jemima or Uncle Ben and thought it was racist. Like, I just
You live in a post-racial food world.
I mean, I didn't. I was
Who
just
built
like,
those food pyramids, Ben?
And
who built the food pyramids?
I thought they were real people too. I thought they were like the person who like invented that.
Why not?
Yeah.
Oh man, Aunt Jemima makes a damn good syrup.
Yeah.
Sorry, Miss Butterworth.
They changed the way she looked too. That's the way she currently looks. But she used to look more like this. The picture up here.
They're like, we need to sexualize Aunt Jemima.
Yeah,
we want people to put these bottles in their butt. That Miss Butterworth bottle's already sexy as fuck. Aunt Jemima, step your game up.
Yeah, and you know what? I saw this from the New York Times for Uncle Ben and Mrs. Butterworth. But hold on, isn't Mrs. Butterworth white?
It's a brown bottle, dude.
I don't know.
She's wearing bottle face. I don't know. Is that racist?
I didn't know. Mrs. Butterworth. It doesn't sound weird. Like I don't. No. What?
Have you seen the bottle?
Yeah, I've seen the bottle.
The bottle is racist.
Is it?
I assume.
I've never had Mrs. Butterworth. I actually have no idea what's on the bottle.
It's shaped like her. Like she is the bottle.
Yeah.
But you know what? They used to. I don't know. They used to have like someone portray the voice of Mrs. Butterworth.
Can we pull up a Mrs. Butterworth commercial?
Yeah, I could actually.
Right here, right now, I want to state I got a love for Mrs. Butterworth and Aunt Jemima. That was the only three-way I ever had was with Miss Butterworth and Aunt Jemima.
That's delicious.
It's the only three-way I ever had. But I'm willing to let them go.
Back in the day when I first started my side channel, I made Mrs. Butterworth and Aunt Jemima in like a WWE video game and had them fight each other.
That sounds racist.
A bunch of people watched it too. All right,
let's watch this commercial.
All right, hold on. I got it in just a second here.
Because I want to tell you guys right now whether or not Miss Butterworth is canceled.
Mrs. Butterworth.
We're gonna decide.
There used to be commercials where the Mrs. Butterworth bottle would talk to these kids that had like a plate of pancakes in front of them.
Mrs. Butterworth. Yeah? How come you taste so yummy?
Hold up. Is this a commercial or is this a scene from that movie The Help?
I've never seen that.
You haven't seen The Help?
No.
Damn it. They feed a white woman poo-poo. It's good.
Well, my syrup is very thick and rich.
Thick and rich?
She is thick.
Twice as thick as the leading syrup. See how the leading syrup runs over this stack? But Mrs. Butterworth takes her own sweet time. My syrup's got to be thick to pour this slowly. Why, just
Okay. I'm a little torn here. Thick makes me think that, she's thick, right? So she got a donkey butt. The rich part, why does she dress like a servant if she's rich? Why?
She's like a housekeeper or something.
Yeah. Told you.
Well, aren't they supposed to say that you can also have your own quote unquote slave making you pancakes in your own home, just like Mrs. Butterworth or what's the other one, Aunt Jemima?
Yeah.
We
don't need no cake slave. Pour your own fucking syrup.
Yeah.
Entitled ass little white kid Who's this little kid? She's actually this was Wendy from the Wendy's commercial, and they whitewashed the ginger Wendy. This is all racist.
You know, there's a type of liquor that kind of looks like a Mrs. Butterworth
Oh,
bottle,
yeah.
and I always see it when I go to a bar.
Frangelico.
Yeah, Frangelico.
Yeah,
right there.
I used to make shots, half Frangelico, half Mrs. Butterworth.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I call it sister. Is that racist?
Bad.
That's racist.
Mrs. Butterworth is racially ambiguous. I don't think there's anything that points to any race here. I don't see it.
Okay, why is the bottle? The bottle makes her look like she is hired black help.
No, it doesn't.
The bottle's
It does. Yeah, it's like she has an apron on. Mrs.
That doesn't mean
Butterworth
she's
is-
black,
If
right?
if they wanted her to be white, they should have put her in a white bottle and no booty.
Okay, I would agree with you if she was like talking like a servant. You know what I mean? And like had.
Do we have an older commercial from like?
Yeah.
Could we go back
She
in
was
time?
like a servant.
She was like,
She was trying to be polite. You know?
Ben, just okay.
She
Just
wasn't
because,
like yes,
just because she didn't
you know,
have
like she wasn't
straight up
doing that kind of stuff.
Why? The Ebonics is the one thing that makes her not black, Ben.
No, but that's one of the most
Jesus.
obvious signs.
But you can. Excuse me, sir. Would you like a little powdered sugar on your pancakes from Mrs. Butterworth?
What else do you want me to find?
A Mrs. Butterworth commercial from like the 50s or something.
Oh,
Like,
I
let's
don't
go-
know if it goes back that far.
Let's
does
go
it?
back and see. I don't know. That was probably they were probably
couldn't-
like
they definitely couldn't animate the bottle. I mean, these are from like the 70s.
if this commercial was from the 90s, if this came in from the 90s and they were like, okay, we're gonna do Mrs. Butterworth and we're gonna make her talk like it was a scene from Casablanca. Wasn't the Casablanca the one with the
Casablanca was a Humphrey Bogart movie.
which was the one Gone with the Wind, not Casablanca, that had the mammy actress in it. I think she like got nominated for an award or something. I don't know, man. I'm not cultured. I'm not cultured. I don't know shit.
Neither am I, trust me.
Yeah. We're just trying to do our best, Josephine.
Yeah.
That's all we can
Trying
do.
not to have racist syrup. It's
Yeah.
true, like no one really like thinks about it. But I mean I understand that we should probably start dealing with these things, but yeah, no one really pours it and starts thinking of it.
Yeah.
The Aunt Jemima one is a little
That one is easy to see.
Yeah.
Gone with
and
the
I guess
Wind,
Uncle Ben too.
yeah, exactly.
But I just don't see it with Mrs. Butterworth. Here's another one.
Butterworth,
Yes?
tell me, what's the secret of your syrup recipe?
Well, my syrup is made with real butter. It's very rich. And look how thick it is. See how long it takes Mrs. Butterworth to drip down this stack? My syrup's got to be thick to pour this
Okay,
slowly.
I'm getting horny
Wait.
watching this.
Can we play that without any visuals?
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, I can.
I'm thick and rich. Well, I want to have sex with Mrs. Butterworth right now.
Do you?
Yes.
Do you?
Yes.
All
She
right.
got cakes.
Syrup.
All right.
Sounds so-
Let's see.
She thick and rich.
Mrs. Butterworth,
Yes?
tell me, what's the secret of your syrup recipe?
Well, my syrup is made with real butter. It's very rich. And look how thick it is. See how long it takes Mrs. Butterworth to drip down this stack? My syrup's got to be thick to pour this slowly. Now watch how fast the leading syrup runs. Actually, Mrs. Butterworth's is twice as thick as the other syrup.
Thick. I never thought of that.
I did.
This guy comes in. He just got done fucking the bottle. He's like, I don't need syrup. I need some bread to sop up this mess I made in my anus.
Oh my god.
Go for the sweet
Yeah.
moi.
Go!
Chris Chandler.
Chris Chandler.
Nice.
Thank you so much for making it so
Don't let us
Benjamin and
forget.
I can read the Keanisms, a not for children's book by Cardigan Broadmoor. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day.
When Jesus walked.
Yep.
I thought it was wash my sins away, or what?
I don't remember.
I was like, when Jesus washed my sins away, my sins away.
Wasn't that what was that? Sister Act 2?
Probably.
Yeah.
Ain't no mountain high enough to take me away from you, God. I don't fucking know, dude.
Check this out. This is something Tucker Carlson did recently, reporting on CHOP.
Our own Kyle Rothenberg ventured in.
It's funny how Fox News portrays this. They used to call it the autonomous zone. Now it's just the organized protest.
It was downtown Seattle.
Occupy protest.
Here's what he found.
Listen to how they do this on Tucker.
Okay,
This is just downtown Seattle.
Yeah, this is not even in the Chaz, or is it? What's this? Maybe this is in. I don't know about this. Oh my God, I love it. That's my dude.
Actual maniac have a mac and cheese accessory?
I don't know. We might have to do a bonus accessory pack and send everybody some accessories. This is so cute. I wish I was down there now so I could have got a menacing picture.
Are y'all?
Yes.
There?
Yeah, this is my neighborhood. I used to live stream here like every weekend before COVID. This is my spot.
It's a fun neighborhood.
Yeah.
Usually.
I got a music video for this neighborhood that's got 2 million views because I'm so fucking smooth. Tucker Carlson, play my music video on your show if you want to really identify what this Capitol Hill's all about.
Yep.
I speak the truth of the streets. Maybe not Chaz, though. I haven't been there. This guy, like, he could have done an even more menacing. Oh my God! Stop it! Yes, yes. This is cute. This is almost as good as the Gathering of the Juggalos video we watched. My dude, are you doing a pee-pee in your pants? I'm a banana. Get him! No! No!
There it is. Documentary evidence of life inside CHOP. Chopistani is going.
Chopistan.
Yeah.
He changed it from Chazistan.
Yeah.
Couldn't do it.
Oh, by the way, also, everyone, if you can do us a favor by liking the stream, it helps out a lot. Right now, YouTube has been sanctioning our channel. There's been some bad actors out there giving us flags, and I guess YouTube has this policy where they hide your videos when your videos gets flagged until one of their people actually get to look at it, which is ridiculous.
And when Ben says bad actors, he doesn't mean the cast of
Cats.
There's actually good actors. They just had a horrible movie.
That's all for Tucker.
I was going to say the cast of Friends, but I was like, that would piss some people off. And that's 30 years old.
It is.
I was like trying to think of something more updated, and I was like, I don't watch anything. So, did we stop this Tucker Carlson
No,
video?
that was the end of it.
Great job.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Actually, I will watch that
Thank
one
you.
later.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. President. Let's stay
This guy, we were going to do this last time, but we didn't really get to it.
Yeah,
So.
Danny Masterson, Scientologist.
Hide from that 70s show.
Hide from that 70s show. These charges were public for, I want to say, decades since they happened. It's been like over 10 years. I've known about this for at least 10 years. And the Scientology church has been dealing with these women, trying to pay them off. There's multiple women, multiple charges.
They protect their celebrities.
They protect their celebrities, but they also have like a dossier on every single one of their celebrities with all the fucked up shit they've done, because part of being a Scientologist is telling them all the fucked up shit you've done. So, and if you don't tell the truth, they'll know your Thetan count is off.
They gang stalk like crazy,
It's
too.
crazy. So they've been protecting him, and about a month ago, there was a blog post that went up, and it was it wasn't naming any names, but it basically said Danny Masterson was being protected and he's no longer going to be protected, and that the Scientologist group are going to throw him to the wolves. And now a month later, this is happening.
Charges.
Interesting. That 70s show star Danny Masterson has been charged with rape, this after being accused by multiple women of sexual misconduct and assault over the years. The charges against Danny were announced Wednesday by Los Angeles County District Attorney Jackie Lacey, who says her office has charged the actor with 3 counts of felony forcible rape involving 3 different women, all of whom are being identified as Jane Does. One more time, this is not news. Danny Masterson was kicked off of the Austin Kutcher show, Ranch, that was on Ashton Kutcher's or whatever. What was his name? Austin Stone Cold Steve Ashton. He was kicked off of The Ranch, the Netflix show, years ago because of these accusations.
Right. This is news because he's actually being charged.
Yeah, but we've known about this. The world has known about this.
We just didn't know about him being charged, right?
Well, yeah, the charges are new, but we've known about this to the point where he got kicked off of The Ranch years ago, and before that, I knew about it for years. And this was public knowledge in the Hollywood circles that Scientology was just protecting their own.
They do.
And now they're like, we're done with you. We're washing our hands. The charges against Danny were announced Wednesday. The alleged rapes, according to the DA, occurred between 2001 and late 2003, right in the middle of the sitcom's run. Danny's attorney, Tom Mesereau, tells TMZ Mr. Masterson is innocent, and we're confident that he will be exonerated when all the evidence finally comes to light and witnesses have the opportunity to testify.
Why do they even interview his lawyer? That's literally what every lawyer will say. My client is innocent, and we are confident that they will be exonerated when all the evidence finally comes to light. That's literally like copy-paste lawyer speak, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know me, right? You know me. And this is not to take away from the alleged victims or anything. You know me, though. I always have conspiracy theories. What if the Church of Scientology had nothing on Danny Masterson, and they sent 3 women to Danny over the years, and they were completely consensual, and then they told the story later that they weren't, because the Scientologists... I'm not saying this is the case. I don't believe this myself, but I do believe the Church of Scientology is capable of some weirdo shit like this. They scare me.
They could be capable of like setting up the situation, but then him actually doing the act, maybe just him, like they knew he would fall for it, or maybe they
maybe he didn't do it, right? And I think he probably fucking did it. I'm not saying he didn't.
Yeah.
I just when it comes to the Church of Scientology, I am never surprised by the shit they do. It is fucking scary. It is. Yeah. I think it's pretty criminal. I think that we've seen countless documentaries on them. And the fact that they keep portfolios on every one of their members was shit to fucking throw at them in case they go, I don't know, rogue or whatever. It fucking scares me.
They have a file of, with the dirt on everybody.
Yeah. And I'm not saying that that's the case. I'm not saying that's the case at all. I'm just like, what if in a world where Scientology is fucking psycho?
Which is this world.
Yes. Mm-hmm. But let's not jump to that conclusion. Let's just discuss it and say how fucked up this Church of Scientology is. Not much different than every other church.
It is
different, but not much. There's some fucked up shit going on in damn near every other church because power leads to corruption.
Absolute power corrupts. Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Like, look how much power I have. It's so hard remaining a sweet boy with this much power.
If convicted, he faces 45 years to life.
Wow. Damn.
Behind bars, it's unclear if he's been taken into custody yet, but the charging documents state that his recommended bail be set at $3.3 million.
Damn. There's so many more people like him. It's like even thinking about the what ifs. Like it's bizarre how much we don't know and how much is being hidden and how many people deserve to be thrown in prison and are just going to get away with it for the rest of their lives because of things like the Scientology. As long as you're faithful to them, then it will never come out. Jeffrey Epstein, like that alone just opened so many doors of just, dude, no one knows what the hell is going on and we're all just chilling on this floating rock.
Yeah, the Epstein thing is crazy. Because we know that Trump and Clinton were both buddies with Epstein. We know that, British royalty were buddies with Epstein. And when he, within a month of him going to court and spilling the beans on everybody, he just ends up dead. And for some reason during that period of time, the guards weren't watching and the security cameras were turned off. It's so fishy. And I'm the opposite of Billy. I tend to reject all conspiracy theories until they make sense to me.
Well, that's how conspiracy theories work, right? People reject them until they make sense to them.
Not always, though. I think I think there are some people that are inclined to believe anything
because it makes sense to them because they're stupid.
Because
they're gullible.
Maybe they tell themselves that it makes sense. Maybe.
And maybe it doesn't take that much to make sense to them. They just need to have these fake dots connected in their head,
I think people want to feel like they're
interesting.
Well, I think people want to feel like they're special and they somehow crack the code, Yeah.
I think we are special.
I feel like when there's so much inequality, you have to be like, okay, there's something off here. Like someone isn't telling me something, and then you follow the little thing when it's like, nah, there's a lot of unpacking to do for sure.
We are all special though, Ben. It's only a short hop from the moon to the short bus. One dead, another injured after shooting inside Seattle's Capitol Hill organized protest zone known as CHOP. A 19-year-old man was killed in an overnight shooting inside the Capitol Hill organized protest zone, or CHOP, and a second person was critically injured. I heard about this last night. Phoenix Jones was posting about it. He was down in the area. He was posting about it on Instagram.
And for those of you who don't know, Phoenix Jones is Seattle's real-life superhero. He runs around in a rubber suit.
He's been off-suit during the
was he off-suit?
all the Chaz stuff. He doesn't want to bring attention to the suit. He's just there to help. But Seattle police are investigating a shooting that left one person dead and another critically injured inside Seattle's so-called CHOP, or Capitol Hill Organized Protest Zone. The 9/11 calls to report shots fired in Calenderson Park near the intersection of 10th Avenue and East Pine Street started coming in at about 2:19 a.m. Saturday, according to the City of Seattle officials. At 2:25 a.m., Seattle Fire Department medics responded and were awaiting Seattle police to secure the scene before going into the CHOP, which is standard procedure for the fire department. Seattle police arrived at about 2:28 a.m., but weren't able to get inside the CHOP zone. Police tried to find the shooting victims, but were met by a violent crowd that prevented the officers from safely accessing the victims, according to a release from Seattle Police Department Saturday. Body camera footage released by Seattle Police Saturday evening shows a crowd of people gathering around the officers. Police later discovered both shooting victims were taken to Harborview Medical Center in private vehicles by CHOP medics. The first victim, a 19-year-old man, arrived at Harborview at 2:42 a.m., according to a Seattle fire dispatch log provided by city officials. The man died from his injuries, police said. The second victim, who is also a man, arrived at Harborview at about 3:06 a.m. and remains in critical condition as of Saturday evening.
So it is what it is.
I
kind of thought eventually something would happen.
Well, people are down there with guns, and they're a target. They're a worldwide target. People are fucking humans. They're gonna have fights. It sucks that we don't know anything about this to speculate on either way. It's not good. It's terrible. Someone died. Would he have died if they would have had direct police? They say police were there at 2:28 and he got to Harborview at 2:42 a.m. I don't know. Harborview's maybe 14 minutes from CHOP. It's not that far. So for him to get loaded up and shipped out, I think 14-minute response times probably as fast or faster than they would have gone with medics when the police got there. So I don't know. Maybe he was injured in moving. I don't know. Time-wise.
checking in with Jeff Holiday to see when he's going to get here.
He messaged me and
he said
said
10 minutes.
He said he had to take a big poo and then he'd come.
Oh God!
So, well, you asked.
I didn't. Okay. I didn't ask if he was pooing.
I know, but I told you what he told me. I'm relaying information.
You could have just said he'll be here in a few.
He's told me 2 things. He's thirsty and he's got poo. And
but that means he has to take a shower because Jeff showers after he poops every time.
Oh yeah, let that guy fucking wash his butthole, man. Jeez.
Do you mind if I actually
take a poop?
A second?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's like worst timing now.
Yeah, we'll be here.
Be right back.
Yeah, we'll be here. So should we
maybe Streamlabs or
no? Scroll down a little bit and read more of this story.
Okay, if you want.
The first victim, 19-year-old man, arrived at Harborview. Alex Bennett was walking her dog Saturday morning when she came across one of the victims. I saw one gunshot wound on his arm, so I took off my sweatshirt and tied it around his arm above where the gunshot wound was so I could make a tourniquet to try and keep the bleeding down, explained Bennett, who used to be a nurse. She said she and CHOP medical crews tried to help, and someone called 911, but they were told paramedics couldn't come because police were being blocked from entering the area. That's when CHOP Medical brought in a van, and Bennett helped them get the man inside so they could take him to the hospital. That fucking... I finally was just like, he is just really going into shock. I need a few guys to help me. We're just going to lift him up and pick him up. And we got him in the back of a van, said Bennett. Bennett said she supports the protests, but thinks precious time was lost during this incident.
Well, yeah.
If an ambulance could have come, he would have been there a lot sooner, and I think he would have been in a lot better shape, said Bennett. Seattle police have not released information about what led up to the shooting or any suspect descriptions at this time. No one is in custody. Seattle police are asking anyone with information about the shooting or who may have video to contact Seattle Police Department's violent crime tip line at 206-233-5000. Mary Ellen Donnelly lives across the street from where the shooting happened and heard the gunshot. She said she's begged the lawmakers to intervene for everyone's safety. We need help. We live here. We need to not be ignored. There needs to be dialogue. I think the initial protest has gotten lost, said Donnelly. The CHOP area extends on East Pine Street between 10th Avenue and 12th Avenue, right across from Calenderson Park. The area has been occupied by protesters for weeks, demanding racial justice and police reform in response to the death of George Floyd, a black man who died while in Minneapolis police custody in May. Saturday's deadly shooting occurred less than half a mile away from Seattle Police Department East Precinct, which has been left abandoned and boarded up since protesters took over the area. The shooting is also not the first violent incident that's occurred in the CHOP. On June 7th, a Seattle man was accused of driving through a crowd of protesters and shooting one of them. That man has since been charged with felony assault and is awaiting arraignment.
Yeah.
Where is the proposal from our mayor to help meet some of the requests that these people have given them?
Yeah, so we can end it.
Yeah. What has the mayor said to these requests? Have we gotten a counteroffer? Because they've given a list of things they want, and you may or may not think that they're fair, but you at least give a counteroffer when someone offers. What was the mayor's counteroffer? Because I have not found that yet.
No, I haven't heard her say any specific plan that she has. I've heard the police chief talk more than Mayor Durkin.
Because I know this Joe Biden fellow that everybody's talking about. He was asked what he would do with the police, the police spending, and he said he would raise their spending. He'd give them more money.
I thought you were going to say he would open a daycare center / salon.
Oof, it's a good idea. I need a daycare salon. Yeah, he said he was going to give more money to the police.
And he walks around and smells the hair of all the children there.
Excellent. Let me do a little nip tuck.
Wait, he actually said more money to the police?
Yeah, Biden said he's going to send more money to the police. And we're like, dude, do you not hear what people are saying right now? You not hear what people are saying? He says, if anything, we need more money.
What he actually said.
It's like that. That's why I said earlier, I hope he gets a really good vice president and a really bad cough. And then he'll have to step down and give it to somebody who will do better. And it's time for better.
Yeah. Oh, definitely it's time for better. It's like picking the worst of two evils or whatever they call it. It's sad.
Yeah, the lesser of two evils. Yeah, I felt that way voting for pretty much every time I've voted for president. Every time.
I am the lesser of two evils. I choose myself. I'm just going to do what I need to do to survive. I'm sorry, guys. I can't pick a president. I will do what I do with whichever one we're stuck with.
Wait, you're not voting?
No.
You voted last time.
I voted every time I was a fucking adult. But you know what? I voted for fucking Hillary, and we didn't learn shit.
You were too young to do the Gore Bush.
Gore Bush, yeah. I was just too young.
Okay. Yeah, that was the first election I voted in, and that one got fucking stolen. So my attitude towards voting soured over the years a few times.
My attitude towards voting has always been this shitty, but I went out and did it anyways because it wasn't that big of an inconvenience to me. But now it's like, fuck you. Play your own fucking game. I'm not gonna go vote for third party. I'm not. If The Rock runs, I'll go vote for The Rock.
What about Jesse?
I'll vote for Jesse Ventura.
Okay.
But I will write in The Rock, except you can't write in Washington State and make it count. If I was in Oregon or Idaho, I believe, you can write in and it will count.
Idaho?
Idaho. I will vote for The Rock. Rock the vote. I think he's going to be a better president than anybody ever in the history of the world. So let's just make The Rock the president. Let's do it. If he signs up to run under like the People's Party or whatever the fuck you want to call it, you could write him in Washington State.
I voted third party last time.
I mean, I think that's better than not voting. Billy, I'm going to fight you on this one.
Fight me on this. Convince me to vote right now because I am all ears.
Just because you had a negative experience the last time doesn't mean you should give up.
Oh, no, not a negative experience. It's because I don't believe in this structure of voting whatsoever.
True.
I think it's all a fucking dog and pony horse show, and I only did it because it was simple and easy. But now it's like, fuck you. I'm gonna put my name down on Joe Biden, who I think might actually be senile and might actually be a fucking creeper.
Yeah.
Like, get the fuck out of here. I'm not gonna vote for Trump either.
Yeah.
I'm not. I can't. I feel like we're in a blue state anyways. So Democrats are gonna win here in Washington no matter what.
Okay.
And I don't like the people that are in charge. I don't like the people locally. They need to work for my fucking vote. I'm not just gonna go out and give it to them.
I get your frustration, of course. I get it, especially with like the two-party thing. Like the options that are offered to you are literally the worst things, and both outcomes are bad for you, for everyone. So it's difficult to like say which one you want to pick. And if you pick a third party, it doesn't really matter. Even if you vote for the person you want, it doesn't matter. It depends on the way it's actually set up. Totally get that. Do you at least vote locally? Because that is something that could actually create some impact.
I do.
Okay.
But I don't even give a fuck. I don't even give a fuck locally.
Well, that's where it sort of starts.
That's where it starts, right? But you know where it actually starts? Go out, no matter what the fucking laws are, the rules are, the politics are. Do what you got to do. Be your own fucking leader.
Yeah.
If I'm out here one vote amongst the millions or thousands or how many people come out and vote, I will be one of one. I will be vote for my fucking self and do my own damn thing. And I will make it work because I have been. And I'm not going to sit there and wait for fucking Jenny Durkin, Seattle Mayor Jenny Durkin, to wait 48 fucking days to tell people sitting down in a police precinct she made them evacuate that she's not going to fucking play ball, give a fucking response. What's the response, Jenny Durkin? That shit should be blowing up my text the same way it was blowing up my text telling me not to go downtown because there was a curfew because of protests. Jenny Durkin should be blowing up my text with, by the way, this is what we offered the people at the CHOP right now so we can get the police precinct back that we fucking let them have because we were hoping they would burn it down and make a big public fucking fiasco. And they didn't. They just planted flowers in their own feces and made fucking tomato plants. And now we're like, shit. We look stupid as fuck for letting them have the precinct.
Another problem with voting in the U.S. is that we... depending on what state you live in, sometimes your vote doesn't really matter as much as it does for someone who lives in a different state. Like swing state voters have the most say as far as a presidential election is concerned. But I agree with the local voting thing because that affects you more directly than any other type of voting.
And I'm saying if it started raining fucking magma tomorrow, I will fucking deal with the magma.
Mount Rainier?
Yeah, if it's motherfucker volcano explodes, I'll deal with it. I don't need some fucking politician to tell me how to walk my fucking path. You failed me. You don't deserve my vote. You don't deserve my endorsement. If you would like it, sponsor me, motherfucker. If you want to give me, I vote for AmeriCorps, by the way. AmeriCorps. I vote for AmeriCorps because they fucking throw money at the podcast.
Okay.
If you want my vote, buy me.
Office.
I
think Billy should just run. How's this?
I should run.
You should run. I mean, I see a lot of passion and like, dude, why not? Literally, why not? Fuck it, just do it. If she's not fucking dealing with it, like, I don't know.
I might have to become the damn Seattle mayor just because. Yeah. Like, you guys want some shit and chop? Guess what? I'll give you everything you wanted and some cheese pizza.
Yeah.
I'll send you guys some pizzas.
So would you say the main issue is you need more people on the ballots, essentially?
No. My main issue.
Think that would even help.
My main issue is it's all a fucking tug of war that never changes, and that it takes 20 years to get any progress. And the idea is,
and then no time at all to erase that progress.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Oh my God.
Trump's doing that now.
Yeah.
You know, we get protections for transgender people.
Yeah.
Under Obama, and Trump just gets rid of it.
People I support right now have been living illegally for decades.
Yeah.
So I don't give a fuck about the law.
Yeah.
If there's something out there that gets in my way, I will do my best to get through it legally. And if I need to get through it illegally, I'll have to make that choice when it comes.
All right, you have my vote. You've done it.
Thank you.
Nice pitch, you killed it. And I'm sorry, I didn't mean to challenge you on that. I
want to be challenged on that because I don't want to be the guy that doesn't vote. I'll honestly probably end up voting anyways, just because it's so fucking easy. But I don't want to dick tease and make it sound like it's the right thing to do. Because I don't think it's the right thing to do. I think the right thing to do is fucking sit down there and sit in the park and eat fucking shit tomatoes.
No, the right thing to do is blow it all up.
Yes. Have you seen V for Vendetta? Have you seen V for Vendetta, the movie from 2006 starring Natalie Portman?
Wait.
With the anonymous masks, the Guy Fawkes masks everywhere?
Yes.
V for Vendetta. That's strikingly similar to our world right now.
Yeah.
Everybody watch V for Vendetta and compare it to today and be like, oh, well, shit. At least we're going to get a haircut, shave our head Natalie Portman style.
Years and Years. I'm not sure if I brought this up last time. The show Years and Years.
No.
So it's like a show where, when a lot of people don't want to deal with issues today because they say, oh, we're not going to really face like climate change danger. It's going to be like for years and years, or, the economy is not going to collapse. It's going to take years and years. I don't want to deal with it. And then this show essentially shows you now it's years and years and all these things are happening and it's based on true events. So Trump wins the second term. And like, what does that look like? And more tensions with China, more tensions with these things. And what does that look like? And it's it's bizarre to see a lot of what was going on in that coming true. And it's all because of the way the system is, and it's like you're fucked either way type of thing, the way it's set up. And that's it scared me. It's really, really scary. Like there's nothing to do. I don't like to be hopeless. That's what's going to, I think that's worse.
You're only hopeless if you place your hope in the hands of other fucking people. The idea that these politicians are working for you is a fucking lie. The ones that do work for you, they will be voted out or they will be corrupted. That's how this shit works. And I would love for them to go all the way to the top with that idea from when they started locally, but it just doesn't work that way.
I would say many, maybe even the majority, do get corrupted, but there are some virtuous politicians. There are a few.
And how far do they get?
I wouldn't even say Andrew Yang, man. Like it's
Andrew,
so rare.
This is how great Andrew Yang was. Andrew Yang took humanity and flipped it into a corporate selling point. That's how he had to get humanity over. He was like, by the way, guys, this is not a social program. This is a corporate fucking business program that's going to make everything better for business. That's how he had to sell humanity to America.
I mean, that's the crowd. He's,
I always liked...
you have to play the cards you're dealt, essentially. I don't know.
I like the types of politicians that kind of at least stick to what they mean. Like they actually they're not liars as much.
Yeah,
you know.
I like the ones that aren't liars, but I also like the ones that are willing to change their stupid
always
fucking
really liked,
viewpoints, not because the sway of public opinion changed, but because they realized they were fucking wrong.
I always really liked Dennis Kucinich. I don't know if you're familiar with him.
I'm familiar, but
see, like,
Dennis
and
Kucinich is actually pretty cool.
And he would always run for president, but you knew he didn't stand a chance because the Democratic Party, didn't want him. Like they don't want Bernie. Like people like that are more genuine people.
Yeah,
you know.
And they have no chance.
Right.
This is the second year that Bernie captivated the fucking people.
That was disappointing.
I gerrymandered Dennis Kucinich out of Congress.
Bernie did?
No.
Oh.
In the Republicans that ran the state at the time gerrymandered a district where Dennis Kucinich and someone else. It used to be two districts. And they were both Democrats, but then they had to run against each other because their two districts became one. And so they got rid of one of either way. They got rid of one of them. You know what I mean? So that's what happened.
Gerrymandering alone is just like, why is that a thing? Why is that still happening? Oh my god.
We haven't had a good, honest politician since Walter Mondale. God damn.
We are going to cover your little fight with Dave Rubin on Twitter because I think that's hilarious. But before we do that, we do that,
before we do that, I have to simp a little bit and say thank you so much for being a badass. That's pretty fucking awesome and hardcore.
Yeah,
appreciate that.
And we'll get to that. I have a word from our sponsors that I have to do, so we're going to do that really quick here.
All right.
AmeriCorps needs you now more than ever. What is AmeriCorps? It's your opportunity to help your neighbor and your nation through these difficult times. AmeriCorps members serve their communities by fighting hunger, teaching and tutoring and mentoring students, and responding to natural disasters. AmeriCorps is your chance to get involved and be the greater good. Search hundreds of opportunities and apply at joinamericorps.gov. That's joinamericorps.gov.
All right, we are back now, and it's being laggy, but we'll be back in a second. Everyone's here. Hey, so
I gotta give a big shout out to all my homies, all my fellow Mondale fans who actually got the fucking joke in the chat. Thank you so much. I feel so less alone now. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Walter Mondale.
All right, so I saw your first tweet about Rubin about like because you were on Rubin's show years ago.
Yeah.
We had him on here years ago too.
Wait, did you?
Yeah, he came on here years ago. And it was right when he was starting to make that transition. You know, it was like right after he left the Young Turks.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
He's an interesting one.
So someone did a re-upload of your interview with him, or?
Yes.
Okay.
Someone re-uploaded it, and then I got a ton of messages saying, "Hey, I just watched your interview with Rubin. I love you, and I'm glad that you support Rubin." And I'm like, "Oh no, and more and more and more." So I needed to sort of divert that somewhere else.
It's probably the best course of action. Like, if there's one thing that you don't really want, it's current era Dave Rubin fans to really be trying to enjoy your content. God damn.
Unless when I got you free tickets to the Jordan show was after, I don't remember.
What does that mean?
But like his responses are bizarre. I'm surprised he responded.
Did he get you tickets to Montel Jordan?
Yeah, Jordan Peterson.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Did you go?
Yeah, it was actually a good show. I didn't mind it.
So, but here's what's interesting though is like, so my first interaction with you, I didn't quite realize this until a little bit afterwards, but that viral clip of Jordan Peterson standing against the hordes of people outside of the faculty building at the University of Toronto, that got me all fucking riled up. I'm like, yeah, who is this guy? I like this guy. Yeah. Like, if you slow it down and you look at that footage, you're right next to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you were going to the same university.
Yeah, that was such an interesting time, and that's when I started to get more involved in politics and like speaking out online and everything. And that was it was really really interesting.
Right, right.
But yeah, his show was a little different. It was a little bit more about self-help and mindfulness and all of that. So that was really I like that side of him, and I really wish he stuck to that. Sometimes he would talk about postmodernism for like 10 minutes, but then when he's over it, he'll go back to actual advice for people. So,
right.
Yeah.
I that's the thing that I was always trying to like sell people on when I was because even today, even after all the crazy shit, after all the years of like wild stuff, I'm not gonna tell people not to listen to Jordan Peterson. I'll just tell them like, think of him like a Tony Robbins with a better degree. Okay, it's pretty much like that.
Nah, I can't recommend him anymore. Like
No?
you can't. No, I really can't. Because there are people that are saying the same things to him that are better. I mean, he probably helped me go down that line, or no, he didn't. But he probably helped some people go down that. But there are way better people that are not actually. I don't want to say, well, yeah, he bigots. I'm sorry. Peterson is an interesting one, but he's changed his mind on a lot of things recently. So we'll see.
Was Jordan Peterson's live show? Was it like? Did he show you how to make a bed and tidy up your room and stuff? Like.
No, well, yeah, essentially. He just read every part of it.
Here you got to fold the sheets back to make sure they tuck under the pillowcase. The last thing you want to do is have an exposed top sheet when you finally get a woman back to your bedroom.
Thanks, Jordan Peterson.
Yeah, it's weird to see how Rubin toured with Peterson, and for me to imagine Peterson sitting with Dave and thinking like this guy is like has no idea what he's talking about, but they still work together and still pretend it was
touring. You don't vouch for people you tour with. It's all set up by the people who book the venues. You probably had a tour host. Dave probably got paid a smaller amount than Jordan got paid, and somebody else probably set everything up, and they got the guarantees, and the people made on top of whatever was made.
It's really weird how he just like posted this screenshot without any context to it. Like he didn't say anything. He just posted this.
He's like, you used to like me. What happened? Like that was. I'm not trying to hide that. It really. Oh Lord, damn. He's interesting. I'm actually planning on like making a bigger explanation and response to all of this. Yeah, I'm gonna get all my thoughts organized and have it. Yeah. Oh Lord, he's a tricky one, so I want to be careful with what I say, because then he could come out and say that's not what he said or that's not what he meant. So I want to be sure with what I say. But I do encourage everyone to read his book. If you want to understand what my issue is with Dave Rubin, read his book, and then you can understand why he's dangerous and why his ideas are just bullshit. Anyway, but
it's fascinating too, because there's a constant theme, and I run into this with like because there's very much an upswing in leftist content on YouTube, which is great. It's cool. It's interesting. But they come with their own problems of it as well, and they always want to they want people to explain like how did this come about and how did that come about and how did things modify and change. And like one of the best cases you can point to is Dave Rubin. And you can show examples of like, okay, here's Dave Rubin in 2015, 2016, and what he's talking about. And then a sequential series of Dave Rubin presenting himself for the past 3 years. And you can see him like breaking down into a Cro-Magnon shitting his diaper like level of intellect.
Yeah.
You know, like there's no more nuance. Like he's the one who changed.
Yes.
But there will be people who are like, why have you changed? Why are you carrying water for those leftist libtards? And they're like, dude, do you not understand what just happened to this guy? He's a Cro-Magnon now.
Yeah. And his whole thing is, hearing better ideas and then changing from being a liberal to being a classical liberal. And then even though he's presented with several facts and several other things, he still refuses to change his mind. So it's just, he picks and chooses where he actually wants to believe something or not. But oh my gosh, his rants on Twitter, I don't even want to get started with the Rubin thing. It's really...
Josephine, how long until you sell out the same way Dave Rubin did and take up the bullshit talking points? Because you deserve a little bit of money.
There's a lot. That's why, like, everything just blows my mind, because there's a lot of opportunities for me to sell out. Like, there's lots of them. So it's interesting to see that, and then to understand how it works and how the business works for these people, and then see that it's not what you think, and there's a lot of involved.
It's a lot of money involved, a lot of bullshit.
If the people who had like all these condemnations really understood how often it is that offers can be made to people who are like rising stars in YouTube to sell out, like you would be fucking shocked. This happens all the fucking time.
I was asked to make an anti-climate change video for money.
Were you really?
Yeah, and I'm just like, wait, this is a thing? What is this?
I'm not even fucking surprised. I'm not surprised at all. I got asked to make like very specific like anti-leftist videos quite a bit. I got like querying business query entry, like, you know, questioning emails about like how interested I would be in taking up certain political stances. Like, dude, it's all over the fucking place. All over the place.
All over. It's really interesting.
And you can see, I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus, but there has been very, very popular YouTubers. I'll let everybody out there in the audience figure out who I'm talking about. But there have been very big, very popular YouTubers who have made videos talking about how corrupt this whole thing is, and then suddenly went silent, and then suddenly started making content kind of exactly like what they were just talking about. It happens. It absolutely happens.
So I could make a corruption video, and then they would offer me money to do like an anti-vax video or something, and I could take it.
Yes.
They could. Absolutely.
Let me bait the trap. I'll tell everybody in the fucking world that, I don't know, the world's flat. Wherever the money comes from, I don't care. I will lie and get that bag.
Here's the thing that's so fucking crazy about it, though, and this is what's so fucking weird and insidious, is there's a lot of money, and I mean a fucking lot of money, to be used to buy the opinions and the platforms of YouTubers to promote right-wing ideology. There is nobody who is spending money trying to convince YouTubers to make political videos for leftism. None. There are none.
It's because the majority of people, or at least just America, using the U.S. alone, the majority of people are left-wing. If you counted every freaking vote, the Democrats would win every single election.
Absolutely.
So you have to pay more and do more to get these other alternative ideas online, because it's not the majority. And because it's not the majority, you need to have those ideas pushed in, so then more and more people come into it. It's a whole business. It's bizarre. And then you realize, when I don't even want to talk about who's involved, but yeah, this is why I get the idea of not wanting to vote. Like, there's no point. Like, I understand that. It's all rigged. It's all messed up. But we have to, okay? We can't give up. I'm kidding. I'm not kidding.
You just have to hold true to your own convictions and shit. As unpopular as it might be sometimes, you know. And kudos to you for standing true to your convictions.
For now.
Until enough zeros are on that fucking check, man.
$1 billion.
Get that good a Billy. That'd be it.
A Billy right there. Yeah.
Okay.
No, I love what I do, and I love the idea of growing and learning. And like 2 years from now, I'm probably gonna look back at this and say, wow, I completely disagree. I don't know. But the idea of like I'm continuing to learn and continue to grow in that regard, like it makes me excited. And I love being proven wrong, because it's almost like this fun experiment that you have to figure out, like, why did I hold that idea, and what is different about it now, and what has to be true for this to be true. It's fun for me. But I think every time I switch to a certain idea or a different way, a lot of people would think I'm being paid, or, I'm a drifter, or I'm this, I'm that. It's like, nah, man, I'm just reading more books, dude. Maybe you should try to do it too. Like, there's a lot to know. There's a lot to
read
know.
A book.
I'm kidding. Sorry. That was very condescending.
I like it.
Read a book, you illiterate fucks.
No. No.
I can tell Jeff has some green on his shirt.
I do have some green on my shirt. I'm very
awesome.
Yeah. I will say this though, like for all of our centrist pals out there who are giving us their hot takes right now, like, I don't know. You could definitely sell out on one side or the other. All I'm going to say is this. During the 3 years that I had a promising career as an anti-SJW, right-wing edgelord shit-talking
founder
shithead,
of Kekistan.
founder of Kekistan, I was approached no less than 5 times by companies wanting me to make right-wing content. I was approached a total of 0 fucking times by left-wing companies asking me to make left-wing content. I've never heard of it actually happening to anybody else. Maybe I've just missed it.
I mean, a good comparison to that is there's no left-wing talk radio, really. I mean, there is, but not on the scale that there is like the Rush Limbaughs and Hannity's and Glenn Beck's and all of the right-wing talk radio.
Not exist.
Well, they tried to make Air America and it failed within like half a decade. Air America was gone. So yeah, it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, there is BuzzFeed though, to be fair.
You know why though? It's because people on the left don't need to listen to shit they agree with constantly to remind them how right they are. Not as much. There's not a market for it as much.
There's not a demand for it because the supply is there. Everybody has got their liberal platform. They're everywhere. Hollywood is liberal. Google, Silicon Valley is liberal. There's liberal everywhere.
No. Hang on. Silicon Valley is not liberal. It is not leftist. It is absolutely not fucking Democrat. I hear this all the fucking time. All these people saying like, Silicon Valley this, Silicon Valley that, all of these fucking tech elites and shit, blah, 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 blah. Okay. If you actually go and you look at what they spend their money towards when they're talking about like putting their money towards lobbying, they're lobbying towards tax law that is absolutely along the party lines of conservative Republican values. Every single fucking tech company does this. Why? Because a tech company doesn't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck about leftist, progressive ideology. They don't give a shit. What they care about is making money. And money they can easily attain by influencing tax law. And that's what they fucking do. That's what they fucking do. And then they'll enact these like broad sweeping campaigns that cost them literally fucking nothing. To be like, look how fucking woke we are, blah, 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 blah. But it doesn't mean anything. At the heart and core of it, these people ball wash and suck the fucking fat cock of corporate conservative fucking America all the goddamn time for their fucking tax code. So this whole idea that Silicon Valley is somehow leftist, eat my fucking shit. Eat my shit, you gullible fucking asshole.
It is leftist.
No, dude. No.
Leftist is like that across the board. The left is the same corporate cocksuckers all across the board. Hollywood left, everywhere left. Microsoft left up here. The fucking left up here in Seattle, which is super fucking left, not just Silicon Valley. It's all fucking corporate cocksucker shill. That's why Amazon keeps threatening to pull their dick out of Seattle's pussy, and then we bend over backwards and let them fuck us in the ass. You can't tell me Silicon Valley's any different than every other liberal fucking zone, dude. This is where liberals gone. It's because they're not backwoods, hippie, vegan, fucking patchouli eating sons of bitches like you identify with in your liberal circle. Doesn't mean that's not what the liberals are as a whole.
Neoliberalism is the same fucking thing as conservatism. It's the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
It's the same fucking thing. I mean, it's no fucking different.
Yeah.
There's no functional fucking difference in it. What we're talking about is when they're influencing politics, they're influencing politics along a very specific party line, and it is corporatist. 100%. They don't give a shit whether or not we have equality for LGBT rights. They don't give a shit. They'll say and they'll perform to make sure that all of us who are normal human beings and have a functional fucking brain are like, oh, they're very woke. Oh, okay, cool. But politically, when their money counts, they're neoliberal. It's the same fucking thing as corporatist. It's bullshit. It's performative. It means nothing. Nothing. It's bullshit.
What if most people who are out here being woke are being performative, not on a corporate level, on any level? What if they're all just doing it to get social virtue points?
It doesn't. But it's not the same fucking thing. Like you can't say that making a stand and donating money to Black Lives Matter or to pro-LGBT causes is in any shape or form the same as putting forward actual left-wing politics towards economics. It's not the fucking same. all of these companies, they all toe the party line towards trying to do neoliberal or neoconservative, pro-corporatist, dick-sucking, tax code fucking policy. That's what they focus on. Meanwhile, they keep all of us distracted with this performative fucking woke bullshit. And it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. If you got a fucking brand, a multi-billionaire fucking brand, and they fucking black out their goddamn social media, oh, we're so fucking woke. It doesn't fucking do anything. That's not going to get their fucking workers a bunch of living wages. It doesn't mean shit. It's performative nonsense. It's nonsense.
It's PR.
Yeah, it's PR, and they're doing the same fucking thing as a company that's an avowed corporate conservative company. They do the same shit.
Yeah.
It's all based on the same corporatist tax code bullshit.
The Democrips and the Republicans.
The Democrats and Republicans. That's one
Jesse
of
Ventura.
Yeah, that's one of his books.
I'm telling you, you're telling me that they're the same. They're still liberal. Like the idea you have for liberal, this fairy tale idea that you have, it only exists on a grassroots level. It doesn't exist in a full on power structure. The battle for power is not the liberal that you identify with. You are a casualty the same as the fucking conservatives that are out there carrying their stupid fucking MAGA hats and walking up to the rifle. It's this illusion.
They don't know any better than we do. They don't know any better than we do.
They don't.
I agree. I totally agree, dude.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
Yeah. I love you,
agree.
Jeff. I love you, Jeff. But I love when we get excited together. I love it. I love it.
I'm with fucking Jimmy George, dude. Let's burn this motherfucker to the ground. Let's go.
Let's give all the politicians herpes.
Yeah. Wait, Jeff, how do you feel about I guess the protests or the change that has happened so far with do you feel hopeful, or I shouldn't get you started on that?
No, I mean, I'm actually probably more calm about that than I am on performative like corporatist bullshit. I see it like this. It's all the statement. It's all the statement. It's trying to like enact a performative statement of the public will. We're dissatisfied. We want those people who we put in positions of power to pay attention and do the things that we demand. But the problem is, and this is the main problem that we have, and like, my heart goes out to everybody who wants to protest, first and foremost. It really does. But change is not going to come as long as we have this broken fucking psychology. And we really have a broken psychology right now in our fucking country. With this broken psychology where we feel like these people who are elected officials are somehow our leaders. They're not our fucking leaders. They're our employees. We fucking hired them. And we paid their fucking wages. And the money that they use to run our country is our fucking money.
You sound like Karen. You sound like Karen right now. Let me speak to your manager. Let me speak to your manager.
I'm tired of people not paying attention to this shit. We have a fucked up psychology. We feel like we have to obey these people that we hired to work for us.
I mean, they make
They're
laws.
not our.
The idea.
We have to obey those, right?
We tell them we want those laws to be.
That idea is fairy tales.
Oh no, we can tell them all we want. They still do whatever the fuck they want, and a lot of them just keep getting reelected no matter what.
We have to break that fucking psychology.
No, you have to. You have to not rely on that psychology. Be willing to burn the motherfucker down to get to where you got to get. But don't think that you're going to take on the system by yourself. Because every time we think we're making any sort of movement, I'm pretty sure they're just letting us let off some steam. And then they're going to fucking tighten us back over in other ways. Because it's a push and pull. This entire movement right now, it wouldn't really happen. It wouldn't really happen unless somebody was like, okay, let's let this fucking thing happen.
Yeah, I think that's also the problem with Black Lives Matter, or an issue that I see with the protests and everything is that because there isn't a centralized voice, which is a good thing, not having a centralized voice, and you can't point the finger or put blame on an individual or whatever, or their actions cannot be representative of the movement itself, which is a reason why I didn't like them in the first place. But sorry, what was I fucking saying? Oh yeah, the problem is because they're not there isn't a centralized figure or like a leader, then we don't know where there's actual work going to be done. Like who do we look to see what is actually going to be done? Like where is the money being spent, for example? Like how is it going to be spent? Is it actually going to the things that will help these communities, or is it being spent like posting things on Instagram and doing more advocacy and doing more, everyone's aware, like we all, and that's what I think is a little different this time. I think a lot of people being stuck at home got a lot of self-reflection happening, maybe turned a little stir crazy. So there's a lot of anger right now. There's a lot of emotion right now.
What else are they going to do?
Exactly. But it's that's sort of a good thing, right? Maybe that can allow them to keep this up and then actually, show up in the polls, but hold the people accountable. I think that's one way we can see the direction this is going. Like if we can see where the money is going, how it's being spent, because there's so much money that can do a lot, but how is it being spent and where is it going? That is how I guess we're going to figure out if this is going to do something. I don't know.
Absolutely. No, and that's a huge thing too, is like, we have this horrible problem with the first world countries in which we want to see immediate results. We want to see like where the money is going to go and how it's going to be spent and see results from it. But we also only apply that condemnation not unilaterally. Like, for instance, we don't do that with the military, which is one of the reasons why the military is a massive bloat. It's something like, what is it, 95% waste in the military for all the money that's pumped into it?
I've heard several figures, like so many things that the military buys and then just never uses as well.
It's because if they don't spend their yearly budget, then the next year they get less.
Yeah,
so they have to.
Maybe it's a problem that we think that's a problem. Maybe it's a good thing when we don't need so much military. Has anybody thought about that for a minute? Like, I don't know.
Exactly. Yeah. It's the prison industrial complex and the military industrial complex that are sucking up so much of our money and taking away programs. The whole defund the police isn't about getting rid of the police. It's about moving some of that money we go to criminalization and putting it into the communities so we make fucking valuable members of society instead of criminals.
Right.
The prison business is fucking disgusting. And that needs to stop. We need to legalize weed, let everybody in the prison for fucking weed out. We need to start decriminalizing certain things, putting protections out there for people who want to sell their bodies, rather than send them to fucking allow people to smuggle in humans to our country to sell bodies. Like that's all that's happening. Sex is still being sold in America every fucking day to the people that are there making your laws. They're buying sex from illegal third world country fucking slaves, all types of shit. They're buying sex and they're telling you can't sell your body. They're buying drugs and telling you can't buy a weed yourself. They're giving themselves crazy fucking healthcare, crazy fucking pensions, payout plans, voting in raises all the fucking time, and they don't even show up to work. They don't have to show up to work. They don't have to show up to fucking work. Why are the politicians here? Because they're American royalty, and they sit back and they eat off the fucking land. They tell you what's good for you while making themselves fat as fuck.
That's exactly what it fucking is, dude. American fucking royalty. That's what I'm talking about. We gotta stop this bullshit psychology.
Wait. Sorry. Question for you.
Please, go for it.
So do you think something like the prison system, do you think that getting towards where we can actually abolish the prison system or try to fix it in some way, do you think that can be done with a Republican president or a Democrat president, even though they're both fucking evil pieces of shit?
Anybody could do it. Nobody will because they're making too much money.
No, I know nobody will, but with enough pressure, do you think we're more likely to get to fixing the prison system with a Democrat in power or with a Republican?
Probably a Republican because they're the ones making all the money, right? So they got to figure out a way to get their money back somewhere else. It's Joe Arpaio in Republican-ass Arizona, people like him making these for-profit prisons and filling their pockets up.
That's what I mean. I mean that it's the Republicans that you won't fix these issues if you have a Republican in power. So even though the Democrats are bad, at least we can say you guys are supposed to be the ones that care about these issues. You got to get on it if there's enough people. But if it's a Republican, you can yell and yell. They'll say criminals need to go to jail. You can't have weed. You can't have this. You can't have that. Whereas with a Democrat, at least you can beg for it and get something out of it.
Fuck beg.
So then maybe that's
Fuck
the benefit
beg.
with
The
voting.
hilarious thing about that is John Boehner, who used to be the Speaker of the House for a very long time, the Republican Speaker of the House, which is third in line to be president. He was so against weed being legal for the entire time that he was in the government. And then as soon as he got out, he started investing in a legal weed grow op.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yep.
God damn.
Absolutely. That shit was fucking
the
great.
Republicans would do so good if they legalize weed. Like their arguments and their ideas, it fits around that. Like privatizing weed, allowing people to own their own businesses. They will make so much money off of it. Tax it a little so you can or you don't even have to tax it. Like
I mean, it gets taxed a lot.
Okay, so there's an inherent problem that you have, especially when it comes to especially American conservatives, the ones who believe that they're libertarian. I hate to break this to most people, and this might actually shock some people in the chat, but libertarianism is actually a left-wing ideal. I hate to have to break this to people, but it is actually true. But there are a lot of people who are conservative, who hold conservative values and also hold very libertarian values. And if that's you, I think we could probably get along quite well. I think most libertarian conservatives are very pro weed, very pro.
A lot of them are
religious and relationship LGBT freedoms.
Yeah.
Friendos, great, good, welcome aboard. We can all have a good conversation. I like this a lot. And for a while, we had a movement of right-wing conservative people who were very libertarian on the Tea Party, and things seemed to be going good, but unfortunately, it got co-opted by things like Glenn Beck and religiosity, and now it's just conservatism, and it's not very libertarian at all. It's very frustrating.
Yeah. Well, the Republicans should try out legalizing weed and using you grow your own business, free market. Like those are all I don't understand, guys. Like
pro freedom.
And we've already seen it work. There's so many states that have a cannabis industry now, so it's not like they can say, well, it'll erupt into chaos.
Is the cannabis business the number one business in America?
Not yet, but it could be.
Because America is the number one country in the prison business. So what are we going to do? What are we going to do with our work camp force if they're not in there for smoking a little weed?
How about we take our number one in prison and make it to number last in prison and number one in weed business?
No, we're the land of the free. And if we don't get free labor out of our weed smokers, then we're not going to be the strong America that we need to be.
Can we not do that? No,
we can't do that, Jeff. We can't do that. We're number one for military spending, citizens imprisoned, and people who believe in angels.
Are you gonna make me go off on a fucking prison is slavery rant one day
Jeff,
after Juneteenth?
Those are the three things America is number one in. If we lose our footing in those three things, we can no longer say America is number one. Could you imagine if another country believed in angels more than America? If another country had more of its people in prison than America, or another country spent more on a military budget than America, we'd no longer be number one in anything, Jeff. That would ruin us, because America must be number one.
USA! 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 USA!
Okay. On that note, I unfortunately have to leave.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
I'm sorry. Your USA chant kind of triggered me, so I just have to go back to
whatever. Go back to Canada.
Good.
I'm kidding. I'm sorry.
Good.
I love you guys.
We love you too.
I'd rather you bounce before I go off on a fucking crazy ass Juneteenth rant. I'm about to lose my fucking mind.
Josephine, I would like to personally thank you for being on tonight.
Thank you for having me. It's awesome. I was very, very, very happy to be here. And Jeff, thank you for coming on as well. That was great.
I was very happy.
And thank you for hosting, Ben.
Thank you. We'll see you next time.
All right. Thank you guys. Bye.
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 All right, so we're going to move Jeff up to where she is.
Yes. Decriminalization of all narcotics would be great. I think we really have to reevaluate the spending we have. Like when a school budget, the Los Angeles school budget, buys an armored tank with their school budget.
That is weird.
Why is that happening? I'll tell you why. The military is trying to fucking... The people who make that shit for the military are trying to get money from everywhere else. They're not good enough taking the military money. They need to push it onto the school district. The school district buys a fucking armored tank instead of some pencils and some glue. And somebody gets their little wheels greased. I bet you the fucking superintendent of the LA school district got a premium blowjob and some cocaine in exchange for spending some of his budget on a fucking armored tank.
Is tonight the night that I go off on my rant about how slavery was never actually abolished and how we should tear down all prisons?
Technically, I believe it was Mississippi didn't actually make slavery illegal until a few years ago. Officially.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, but here's the thing, though. I'm getting dangerously close to my rant. Technically, slavery isn't illegal. Did you know that? Like in the United States, slavery is not actually illegal.
Yeah, and actually, even strange as it is, I've heard G-Man make this argument about how prisons are slavery.
Yeah, he's not wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, G-Man is wrong about literally everything, but he's not wrong about his interpretation of the 13th Amendment. He's actually quite right about that. That is actually very true, and it's gross. It's gross. Like, so the 13th Amendment does not say necessarily, full stop, slavery is illegal. It's slavery is illegal unless you committed a felony. And then you can be remanded to a certain type of custody, and you can actually be technically enslaved to institutions. I mean, that is actually kind of how the amendment is written. It's really fucked up. It's really fucked up. We have a very broken ass perspective on how our prison system works. It's very, very gross. It's very fucked up, and it's a hard conversation to have because you'll have to be arguing for the civil rights of people who are like legit the most disgusting human beings on the fucking planet. And that's not a very easy conversation.
Not all of them
I still think they deserve rights, though.
Of course they do.
How do you feel about letting them vote?
Ooh, damn, I don't know about that. Functionally, fundamentally, without like any personal perspective, I guess everybody who's technically a citizen should vote. But that does actually bother me on a personal level. I don't know. I got to be honest with you. I don't know. That's tough.
Elliot Van Way says it costs $35,000 to $45,000 per head to house a criminal. God forbid they produce something while there. This is the point I think we should be looking at. America needs to stop making criminals for profit.
True, very true. This
is an industry.
If you remove the worst case scenario of prisons and prisoners and the worst like offenders, our prisons, even now, today, with a lot of states having legalized fucking weed, a lot of our prisons are full of drug offenders, non-violent drug offenders, people who hit like the 3-strike fucking rule and they're in jail for 25 years for selling weed, and they're still in there. They're still fucking in there, and it makes no fucking sense. We have numerous examples of people being put out on work release and then being constantly harassed and monitored for just one little fuck up and instantly sent back into incarceration. Like the whole thing is a cottage industry of effectively trying to maintain a slave labor. And it's disgusting. It's fucked up. It's really fucked up. But it's easy to argue against because you could be like, well, what about that guy who raped a bunch of women and then killed a bunch of people and he's on life with no possibility of parole, blah, blah, blah. You're like, okay, well, there's that guy. but he's surrounded by 60 dudes who were in there for weed. Maybe we should be more discerning about this kind of thing. I don't know. It's annoying.
Yeah.
The whole thing's fucking crazy.
Oh,
we need to be more nuanced.
It's not annoying. It's not crazy. It's fucking disgusting, and it's predatory, and it's making. There's a reason we're number one for incarceration.
Should we get Chris Hansen on the case?
Please,
It's predatory, right?
Chris Hansen would love to make money off of the prison industrial system.
He would.
Maybe Chris Hansen would actually like do something good for somebody for a change, huh?
It's Chris Hansen from Hansen versus Predators here. Just making some license plates.
For our $20 donos, these license plates will be sent out in 4 to 5 years for our Kickstarter $20 levels.
I do have some antagonism on deck.
Some
here.
antagonism. Well, really quick before we wrap this up, I just wanna say. America is number one in incarceration because incarceration is a business. It's not because we have the most criminals. It's because we fly narcotics into our country. We have been doing this through the CIA in the 80s, the crack epidemic that I was a victim of. My papa mortgaged our house away because he smoked a lot of crack, and it was brought in by the fucking government. Shit. And now people are in prison making fucking everything Starbucks, making a goddamn shit for every big corporation on some slave labor. We got to change the way we do things. We're failing our people by creating criminals rather than citizens. These people, if it costs $35,000 to $45,000 a year to house a criminal, let's make sure we spend it on criminals and not on people who are just there to meet a fucking quota.
The crack.
And fill an assembly line. Because that's slavery. That's fucked up.
I agree.
Agreed.
All right.
And thank you, DP fam, for humoring me for getting super preachy again. Sorry
Of course,
about
dude.
that.
All we do is preach here. We
It's
love
good.
it, Jeff.
Yeah.
We love it.
Here we go.
Let's do it.
Are they gonna touch me, DP?
Oh, don't touch me. Don't touch me. DP, are they going to touch me?
So I'm going to give a shout out to our new buddy, Prince of Fallen. Prince of Fallen. He made a video about Billy 4 months ago, and then we just recently found it and laughed at it because it was really pathetic. And
He made some good points,
He
though.
made a response to our response.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
no.
It's going to be great.
He made some good points, though. He said I looked like a fucking dirty
Christian.
hippie or something. I said Christian. He just laughed and agreed with it.
All right, let's see.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? So, the Drunken Peasants finally decided to respond to my video on my Prince of Fallen Extras channel and on Billy the Fridge. They finally got around to the video. This was done, I think about 4 months ago. So they finally decided to respond to
By the way, this guy has the ratings disabled in all of his videos.
it. These people just do nothing but stream all day long in their parents'
She doesn't
basement.
deserve all the cool thumbs up for talking about me.
Okay, so all we do, here's the first point. All we do is stream all day in our parents' basement. I mean,
we have no lives?
He's right.
Do we have no lives,
We have
Ben?
no lives.
I'm in my mom's basement right now, actually.
Yeah.
Yep,
So-
that's me.
Shout out to Mom's Basement on Spotify.
So
But they finally decided to get
we were
around to my
exposed
video
there.
on them, just talking about how much of a loser these people are. So here we go. Let's get right into it.
Wouldn't it be how big of losers these people are?
I mean, I don't want to argue with this guy. He seems to know it all.
Okay.
This is a video someone sent to me. So this is a video of someone trying to rag on you, and they do a terrible job. But I thought I'd play it during this segment just because it's.
Let's see how they try and hit me.
Alright, so the question has to be asked. You see, I got this comment here from somebody.
From the Dark Master, the fucking...
Right now, you are watching us, watching this guy, watching us, watching this guy. I just want to put that out there.
This is going to go on forever, by the way.
I know.
10 years from now, he's going to be responding
He's going
to
to
this.
respond. Oh, dude.
I'm so excited to be part of this history, man. I'm into it.
Very old troll and shit stirrer on the internet.
And I'm supposed to just know this guy? Like,
no.
How am I supposed to know?
Nobody said you were
someone
supposed
who's
to
never
know
been on
this.
my channel before.
Well, here's the thing, dumb shit. Don't just take some random poster's word for it, and then make a whole ass video. That sounds like some loser action, not the people who sit in their mom's basement streaming for a bunch of happy fans. We got happy fans.
I am the Dark Master.
I've never heard of the guy. Who knows who this guy is? I mean, I'm sure these people know. They don't do anything. They're just online nonstop. They stream all day, every day. It's like, especially Billy the Fridge. He's especially bad with that. He streams all over.
He's
the fucking
especially
place. He's got
bad with streaming all over
channels
the place.
You're bad with streaming.
I have several channels. What sort of sicko has several channels? That's
you are
disgusting.
terrible. You're the worst.
I'm streaming all damn day. What a sicko.
Nonstop.
I have several channels. Several. I'm sick.
He probably knows all about this guy. They probably know, like, oh yeah, I know everybody on the internet. This guy, he does this.
Yeah, we do that all the time. We claim to know everybody on
And
the
that
internet.
guy does that, and this guy does that.
How could this guy must get tired of being right all the time?
Really quick. You don't have to know everybody on the internet, but you should know the people you make videos about, you silly fuck.
Like, I'm not online 24/7, so I don't know pardon me if I don't know every single channel, every random shitster that comes onto, comment sections. Like, I don't know everybody on the internet.
I don't know everybody, but it's worthy of making a video about based on some random post from the Dark Master.
The Dark Master.
Dumb shit.
Master, the Dark Master? Yeah, this guy.
This is the Dark Master, the Dark Master.
He's a serial troll.
This is the Dark Master, the Dark Master, serial troll and shit stirrer.
I guess the Dark Master got what he wanted, right?
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
like now we're having a
now he is a serial troll and shit stirrer officially.
Yeah.
The Dark Master, the Dark Master.
Out? What's that mean? I called you dumb. I don't remember this guy.
Of course you don't remember it. You stream all the time. How could you possibly remember it? You're all over the place, man. You stream like 7 hours a day sometimes.
I should go get a life.
You should.
God.
He's right.
7 hours a day. How dare I?
But then who cares? Why wouldn't he just leave it alone? Nobody would pay attention. Nobody would know.
Yeah.
Nobody would care. Nobody would care. Just don't respond. Just nobody would care.
Like full 8-hour shifts on streaming.
As this, Hannibal and Monty called this guy Burlap. You ever heard?
I remember that. No, I remember that.
And they were like, he likes.
Yeah, we're still talking about the Dark Master.
This is the Dark Master, the Dark Master.
Yeah, at this point.
Play with Legos.
Okay.
Burlap, the Dark Master, the Dark Master.
I do love Legos. Oh,
I do love Legos, though.
He does.
Billy the Fridge called your dumb fuck out. Who the fuck is Billy the Fridge?
Damn it, got me.
What kind of fucking username is that? Wow. All I see when I type that in is some fat crackhead hippie that constantly does anywhere from an hour all the way up to 7.
He knows you better.
Fat,
he knows
fat
you pretty
crackhead
well, right?
hippie? Well, do we have a picture of this guy? Do we know what this guy
Crackhead
looks like?
Oh, we do.
He calls me a fat crackhead hippie, and we don't even know what he looks like?
We know what he looks like.
That's not fair.
I'll show you in a minute. What
How can he call me a fat crackhead hippie?
See, at least he's not denying it. At least he admits, like, yep, I don't have a life. I'm on here all the time.
Hey,
I don't
the
have
shoe
anything
fits,
else
right?
better to do. Hour-long live streams.
Damn.
Seriously, look.
We got nothing better to do.
Soul out.
Yeah, doesn't it suck?
Soul out.
Doesn't it suck when you have to sit on the fucking Drunken Peasants and hang out with all the fucking happy, lovely fans all the time? People will come in here to tell us they just met somebody, they're in love.
That happened?
That's Mouse Fitzgerald met somebody.
Oh, cool.
They're in love.
Get this shit. Let's go to Billy the Fridge right now.
Uh-oh.
Who the fuck is this fat motherfucker?
This is what he looks like, by the way.
What?
This
Look
guy.
at you, dude.
This guy.
So it's hippie crackhead versus nerd crackhead?
Well, one thing I did notice about this guy, yes, he has an impressive action figure collection all over his wall, but he also has awesome photos of himself working out on his wall behind him.
I wonder how many toys he has hidden under his bed that he uses to jam up his own bum. And shout out to those workout pictures back there. You know, it's a good thing that he puts these stupid fucking photos on his Pride and Joy collection, you fucking dork, calling me for not having a life. You got toys on your fucking wall, and you're calling me a hippie crackhead? Grow the fuck up. Put your own fucking toys on the wall. I got stuffed animals in me on my wall because I'm a fucking narcissist. But we know this. This guy ain't shit.
You're pathetic.
I am actually going to burn my Punisher shirt that is exactly the same as his that I bought at Walmart.
Is that because the police are wearing it, or is it because he's wearing it?
Partly because of the police and partly because this fucking wanklord is wearing it. Yeah. No,
That's
I'm
why
gonna
I'm
burn
being
my
mean.
Punisher shirt.
Because it's funny. It's hilarious.
What is this, Chris Chan's cousin?
Got me.
Yeah, so? I'm in transition to get out of the family tree. I'm transitioning to not a cousin.
This? Look at that face he's making.
I love your avatar.
What the fuck?
So
Billy
good.
the Fridge in real life. What is his
It's
real
the worst avatar I've ever seen.
Dick.
about?
Dick. That's
it's
just
pretty-
rude.
It's a beautiful avatar.
Thank you,
Parties.
Stroke my ego.
Doing several hour-long live streams.
That was when I was looking at
Look at that. Who the fuck streams 7 hours in a day?
Sweet boy.
What the fuck is wrong?
I like how he's so offended by how often we stream.
Yeah.
It's a really weird thing.
What's wrong with you, man? 5.5 hours.
Now, if you notice, buddy, because I know you'll watch this eventually, you see that meter right there with the dollar amount in it? That's what happens when we stream for hours a day.
Yeah, we get sweet love and payouts.
Yeah.
Oh my God. What a good deal. What a good trade.
Right.
That's sick.
Stream.
We
1
couldn't
week
do that
later,
without our mom's basement.
back with several hour-long live streams.
Dang.
So are you gonna like defend yourself here, or are you just gonna
No.
like let me just rag on you? Apparently, they
Your
just throughout
rags,
this
your
whole-
rags are just rags, my
They're
dude.
low energy as
You
fuck.
hit me with some riches. Fuck your rags, dude.
whole thing. They're just letting me rag on them.
Good Lord, the guy has no life.
It's true.
It's true. So he doesn't. So he admits it. He has no life.
Yep.
Right
no
there.
life.
He just started
yeah.
to say it's
Do you
true.
so
he
admit
has,
it, Billy the Fridge? You have no life. You have no
He has
life.
no life.
I have absolutely nothing that would resemble the life he has. I'll tell you that.
You don't have an awesome action figure.
Whatever his
collection.
life is, I have nothing that resembles that. So he would not see as of me having a life because my life does not resemble anything in his.
Wow. There's no life.
I have nothing going on for me.
Obviously, you don't.
Here you guys go. Wanted to help out. I wanted to say this earlier, Jeff, but I agree 100% with your points on the military complex. Especially funny that reps will say all about America but easily give small arms contracts to foreign companies. Lol.
Oh, dude, fuck, dude. I know, like, listen, the whole fucking mess surrounding like our foreign intervention is absolutely fucking insane. I don't know exactly what the percentage is on it, but the amount in which corporatist influence actually is playing a part in our overseas politics and security forces compared to what should be us being involved in other countries. Our military is staggering and it's fucked up. And I'm spitting all over the place, but people don't actually pay attention to it and they don't know. And they should probably pay attention if it's something that you care about. But
apparently
yeah,
he's on the Drunken Peasants podcast. I completely forgot that channel even existed.
Damn it.
So what are they up to?
You're not alone.
Let's go to the Drunken
I
Peasants.
know I'm not alone because I look at it on here. You got 100.
He takes the bait so easily. It's fucking hilarious.
119,000 subscribers, but you can't even crack 10,000
Oh no!
Gosh, it'd be so bad if I'd be so embarrassed if this guy put a dildo up his butt.
Now I can't go to the grocery store and pay for what I need there with all the views I'm not
Oh,
getting.
no.
You know? I can't pay my bills because I don't get enough views.
Benjamin, we have to shill right now because we are without views.
Yeah, we don't have views.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you
What
could
are we gonna
like
do without
right now,
views?
if you could tell 3 or 4 of your best friends to also watch and like, that should double our views at least.
I'm gonna like the stream. I'm gonna like.
I
the stream
can't live
real
with
quick.
myself knowing that we don't get the views.
Good thing you had autocomplete there. Couldn't quite spell it out.
Or maybe I'm just trying to get onto the channel faster.
He was going to type
They're
Drunken
still just
Peasants.
gossiping over other people.
Hey, that's a good name for him.
Hold on, though. Hold on. Your entire channel is gossiping and talking shit.
Oops.
Like, there's a whole bunch of videos up there talking shit about Boogie, talking shit about everybody you don't like, Tipster.
I don't understand that kind of thing. Like when people do like drama and then they start like trying to shit on other people for doing drama.
Right.
Just embrace what you do, dude. Just embrace it.
The Drunken Peasants. I like that one. You should change your channel name to that.
Oh,
Let's
never
do it,
heard
Ben.
that one
Let's do
before.
it, Ben.
That's totally original.
Wow.
I just brought it up and he copied it. He's stealing from chat.
This is
You guys just got burned.
This is intellectual discourse, man.
So not only does he stream on his main channel, he streams over here too. Look,
You have to either be drunk or high to get through one of their streams. Because I mean, they're not even saying
preferable,
anything.
yeah.
He's,
That's
wait,
preferable.
he's not wrong about that. He's
That's
not wrong
preferable.
about that.
We request that
You
you're
don't
drunk or high.
have to be, but you can.
Yeah, you either have to be drunk or high or stupid.
About my damn video, they're just like, oh yeah, it's true. Oh yeah, oh yeah,
It's true.
They're not even trying to. They're not even trying to argue.
Because you
about-
don't have one thing worth arguing with, you fucking dork. We're
and I
here
can
making fun of you because you're a goof.
And I can tell that really bothers you. You really want us to like take it seriously.
I wish they took one of my points seriously.
Have
Right.
a point worth taking seriously, you fucking goof. Go take some of those toys off your wall, play with them. Because right now we're playing with you, you fucking dork. Respond again.
about my
Respond
video, they're
again,
not
I
even
dare you.
discussing it. They're just sitting there laughing and being idiots.
there he is. There's the hippie on the right there.
Damn it.
What the fuck? Who is this crackhead hippie, man?
That's Pimp Monk.
And
That's Pimp Monk.
So the Drunken Peasants, they're basically just a bunch of neckbeards and hippies that do nothing but just stream and circle jerk each other all day long.
It feels
Apparently
good.
that's all they're about.
all these fucking streams,
Yeah.
just to maybe see where he referenced something I said, or
I don't know who
says
this
my
is.
name somewhere, or mentions my video.
I didn't say your name, you dork. You got trolled, and you made an entire video about it, because that's how much of a fucking life you have. You made an entire video to respond to a stupid fucking comment on your video, and if you valued fan interaction, maybe you'd turn on your likes and dislikes, you pussy.
Yeah.
Something about this guy?
Why the hell would I do that? And he didn't want to, he didn't want to link to the channel, to the video where he said anything. So why the fuck would I go through all this shit?
What is
Just
this
to
guy's
maybe
channel
see
again? What
It's
is-
called
what's his name?
what's called Prince of Fallen. PRIN.
Didn't he have another channel name?
Yeah, I can't remember what it was called right
Wait,
now, but
he has multiple channels?
he must have no life.
Wasn't he just talking about me having multiple channels, man? I have
And
no
you have
life,
life,
and
yeah.
he has multiple channels.
no life.
Does he have no life? What are you? I don't trust the Prince of Fallen. He's a no life having.
I can't find him.
Oh, good.
I typed in Prince of Fallen, but
It's it's spelled as like all one word. You're really helping me advertise him to everybody.
Yeah,
right
everybody
now.
go follow Prince of Fallen right now.
Yeah.
Like all his videos. Subscribe.
Oh, there he is. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I found him. He likes the quartering.
No, he doesn't. No,
He talks
he
about.
doesn't. Oh, he does.
He
oh,
calls
he doesn't
him.
like the quartering.
He calls him the bothering. He might be your new friend,
Okay.
Jeff.
Wait. Okay, hang on. If he doesn't like the quartering, maybe he's not.
He doesn't
beyond
like a
hope.
bunch of people. If you go to his channel, it's just like a bunch of his videos are just talking shit. Which
He's not-
whatever.
The
I
quartering-
don't have a
the
problem with that.
quartering
But
is
then he
He's
criticizes
not
other
that
people
bad
for
of a
doing it.
guy. Like I saw, he liked Swagta. That was a fan of our show. So this guy's not too bad. That's not too bad. He's got fucking toys on his wall. Who's a bad guy that keeps toys on their wall? Jared Genesis? His were on the floor. To be fair, this is like a clean Jared Genesis. It was hard for me to say the word clean and Jared Genesis in the same breath. My body just couldn't spurt it out.
Yeah, he's.
Well, I like that he doesn't like the quartering because I don't like the quartering either. That's great. That's
He
cool.
says something about
Everybody should go to like small commentary channels and just respond, Billy the Fridge called your dumb fuck out.
And they'd probably all respond the same way I did. They'd be like, who the fuck is this crackhead hippie? Like, who cares what he says?
Crackhead
The crackhead hippie joke, still funny.
Look at these guys. A bunch of neckbeards and hippies.
The neckbeards hippies joke
And all
is
they do
still
is just
funny.
gossip all day long.
He's done it 9 times. It hits just as hard as the first.
Yeah, it has to be that.
Yeah, called your dumb fuck out. And then they all go do the same exact thing. Who's this Robin noodle-haired hippie lesbian? Chris Chandler looking lesbian.
He does look like Chris Chan. Look at him.
I'm cute.
You You can't even deny it.
I'm cute.
Looks just like Chris Chan.
Cute Chan.
It's just like Chris Chan's cousin.
I'm cute.
He doesn't look like Chris. You don't look like what? Do all white people
Also,
look
I
the
love
same
how
to
they don't
you?
realize.
All white people do look the same to me.
I will say that someone put Billy's face on Chris Chan's body one time.
I went on a string of one-night stands with white women. I thought I was dating the same girl for 3 months. I didn't realize that it was a different girl every night.
This
They
is
all look
on
the
my
same.
extras channel, which is
Do they
just
all look
basically
like
my
dogs?
fuck around, do
They all
whatever
look the same.
channel, where I just upload shit that doesn't really fit the main channel. That's pretty much the whole point. It's just to upload.
He's got another
you know,
channel.
just tidbits of little shit.
His other
that
channel,
doesn't really
he's
fit
just
the main-
making fun of me for having multiple channels. That's illegal. You can't do that. You can't chastise me for something you do. That's hypocritical.
main channel. That's the whole
You're a
point of
hypocrite.
the extras channel.
Get the fuck out of here.
Good lord, man.
You have no life. Why do you want this guy who has a life to waste his time watching your 7-hour live streams?
Man,
Get the fuck out of here.
Get the
I don't
fuck
do
out of
those
here.
live streams for people with lives. I do them for the people.
I mean, that is pretty pathetic. Like, who has time? First off, who has time to even stream that fucking long?
Well, if I
Do
was
you have
getting the
nothing
views
better to
and
do?
the payout you were, I definitely wouldn't spend 7 hours, dude. I have people that actually come and hang out with me and make my life better by streaming 7 hours. That's pretty chill. When I get to hang out with cool friendos, walk around, eat a fucking pizza, take a shit in the street, kiss a fucking baby, eat gum off a wall, get Rona. That's a good day. What the fuck do you do with your 7 hours? Look at the toys on your wall because you're too much of a pussy to open up and play dudes? Get yourself an actual maniac, pussy.
I like nothing at all. And then right after that, you come back with several hour-long live streams. I mean, it seems like you have no life to me. Like, you're just, you live on the internet, apparently.
People like me with no lives. We just hang out because we got no lives.
Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here.
So you have nothing to say about that.
No, we have nothing to say.
Literally nothing that you're saying is worthy of a true response. We're just fucking riffing off you because you're such a goof. We could take your shitty fucking 4-minute video talking about our shitty 3-minute video talking about your shitty 5-minute video talking about a shitty post from the Dark Master, and do it right now live, and it'll be funny and cute because we got an audience that loves what we do. It's so great. It's great. It's great to have an audience that supports us live. I love it. If you guys don't like this, then maybe we won't do this again, but if something tells me we're going to have another fucking layer of stupid responses from Deputy Dumb Shit here. The hippie, not the hippie, the yuppie crackhead. The fucking Punisher crackhead.
Are any of you guys a fan of this guy's content?
I am.
Is this Boogie?
This is Boogie 2988.
Is it Boogie?
Oh, I hadn't seen Boog in a while. Who is this?
This is just some weirdo that no one watches that made this video.
Some weirdo that no one watches. They just describe themselves. These are just some weirdos that nobody watches. And actually, I think my main channel's doing pretty good. My Simpster Nudes saga, I think did...
That's his funny name he came up for, Tipster News.
Yeah, fuck this guy for ragging on Tipster. If you don't like Tipster, that's fine. But fuck you for ragging on him in a stupid video, making stupid views off Tipster. Fuck you. Tipster does it with other people, but fuck you.
Pretty damn good. I mean, it's got like 1,000 views each upload for a
And
channel
fuck Tipster too.
Just over 900
Let's get Tipster
subs.
to do a video on me.
Subs,
That's
quite
my
a lot
buddy.
of subscribers lately. I'm almost at 1,000.
I'm friends with every fat
for
person.
a channel that's only been around for a couple of years. I think I'm doing pretty good actually. I think quite a lot of people are enjoying the things that I've been uploading lately. I can't really say the same for you guys because nobody fucking watches you anymore. So
I don't know why.
I've seen that.
You realize that even though we get less views than we did years ago, do you know how math works? The amount of views we get are still way higher than yours.
Ben.
I don't understand.
Let's not point out the fact that our views are in the shitter. Okay, let's not bring that. This guy's
Like
got
I said,
us beat.
I can't even live with
This guy's
myself.
got us beat when it comes to the views. We used to get so many views. We used to get so many views. And now that we don't get views, we do it literally for nothing.
Nothing.
That's fucking awesome. That's how dedicated we are. We do it literally for
amazing.
nothing.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's a public service.
We used to do it for views. Now we do it for AmeriCorps. We're like, we'll do it because we care.
A lot of really odd recording configurations. I like that the person who only has a mobile phone from 4 years ago.
I only have a mobile phone from 4 years ago. Oh yeah, you mean my mobile phone?
Oh, by the way, I saw someone in the chat mention how we don't have anything in the description to accept cryptocurrency. I was like, fuck, we do have a way of doing that, actually. So DP has a Coinbase Commerce account, which means we have a link below. You can click on it, and if you have any crypto that you want to send us, you can send it that way. So, just so you know.
Phone that I just got last year, the Motorola G7 Power. Yeah, that phone that just came out last year, that 4-year-old phone.
He's so easily offended. He's so thin-skinned. It's hilarious. Because, he'll do the stuff to us, and he gets mad that we don't snap back the way he does. But then when we do it to him, he's like, no, it's a new phone, I'll have you know.
Oh, and you mean how, I don't have a computer. Or maybe I just prefer to upload from my phone most of the time, because maybe it's just simpler.
Dude, we really don't care. We really don't care how you do YouTube.
I mean, I'm not on here to try to be...
nobody gives a fuck. Nobody gives a fuck, dude.
The 1,000 views you get on the Tipster saga where people are looking for more fucking dirt on Tipster than wanted to fucking watch videos about Tipster. Not because you did them, because Tipster was in them. So good for you for picking the right fucking horse to ride in on, you little pussy.
Professional big
I wish
shot.
we got you the same amount of views. But nobody gives a fuck when you're talking shit about us, because guess what? All of our fans that liked it when we were talking shit, they're gone.
YouTuber.
Now we got only
I don't
sweet
have
boys
to have
and girls
the
in the
cutting
audience.
edge
Sweet days
technology
and them.
and the fucking all the bells and whistles that these big fucking YouTubers have to get people to watch and enjoy my content. It's not about the presentation of all your videos. It's about what you're saying and how entertaining you are.
Which you're saying bullshit and you're not entertaining. You literally started this video series because of a stupid fucking tweet from a troll or a stupid reply from a troll that you didn't bother to look into. You just turn on your fucking cell phone, record a video because you're that much of a fucking dirt YouTuber.
Understand that, and that's why nobody watches them.
Can record a video and post on that.
None of you watching right now are anybody, just so you know.
But they've already known that. They know how low we think of them. That's why they love us.
Nothing.
You are nothing.
People for Tesla cars.
You must suck the toes to become someone in the DP universe.
You're garbage, fan chat.
Oh my god.
No, not anymore. We live in
I'm gonna
2020.
fin
You can
dom the
become
whole
a YouTube
DP community.
sensation.
That's what this is.
Yeah.
No.
Yourself.
We have fun here.
Off your cell phone.
This guy's living proof of that, I guess.
Okay, so they really have nothing else to say about me at this point. They're pretty much just circle jerking at this point. So,
AKA,
I'm
you
done
got
with their
your video length in, and you're happy with the amount of ad revenue you'll get off of the length, pussy.
Stupid ass video here, the response video. Awful response video. They try to say, oh, well, he does a terrible job at ragging on you. I don't know. You're doing a terrible job at trying to come up with a defense for yourselves.
No defense needed.
So, that's it.
Dang.
No defense needed.
Dang. He fucking...
The one thing I want to say...
He's flat.
The one thing I want to say is this gentleman has got some sick fucking traps in his 4x6 photograph that he pierced up on his wall next to the alien in-card action figure. Good job, brother. I bet you he loves horror. I bet you he loves horror.
I bet he does.
You go out and live stream for 7 hours? Oh my god. I'd rather spend that time watching the entire Evil Dead series back to back to back to back. Ah.
So now we have the independent nation of Chaz in Seattle. That's nice.
This is kinky.
So a bunch of liberals got together and said, we're going to run away from home, but we're still going to come back every week so you can do our laundry, Mom, and we're going to still live in your house rent-free, and we're still going to eat food out of your refrigerator, and we're still going to do everything that we were doing before, but we're running away from home because we're declaring our independence. Okay, if Chaz is a separate nation, there's several issues that need to be addressed. First of all, if China Pakistan or Istanbul...
Okay, so... Chaz isn't a separate nation. That's why they're calling it CHOP now. It's an occupied protest. It's not a separate nation. 2, the way he's painting this, it's kind of cute. we should make a fucking a live play, Ben, sponsored by Drunken Peasants, and it's the story of Chop told as the story of Peter Pan, and the Lost Boys breaking free, and Captain Hook, the captain of the police department, coming through, and the Tinkerbell over there.
I like it.
It'd be a cute little stage play. Drunken Peasants presents.
Make it happen.
Came over here and fenced off an area of Texas or Oklahoma or Illinois and said, this is now our land and we are an independent nation. I think the United States would go in there and obliterate them without while sipping Slurpees. Without any emotional investment whatsoever. It's like, no. The answer is no. And you're gone. Squash you like a bug. But okay, let's just say that Chaz exists. Well, okay, you people of Chaz who are yelling and screaming about your independence and, you don't want cops and you don't want this and you don't want that. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that. As an independent nation of Chaz, though, you're not independent. You're basically all on welfare. Every single one of you is on welfare.
Reminds me of most red states.
And I have a job. You do? Oh. Well, what do you get paid in? Do you get paid in United States dollars?
This is all dog shit. This is all dog shit. Every single fucking business that's in the Chaz, in the Chop, every business in the Chop right now takes American currency. They still have to pay their rentals, their leases. Everybody has to pay their fucking rent that is in there. Everybody has to still do their basic obligations that they did before. Everybody does. Nobody has declared full autonomy from the fucking government in that they don't have to pay their fucking rent. That's not fucking happening. Nobody's locked in. Nobody is like, I'm in there and now I can't leave. Nobody is barred from entry except literally cops. That's it. It's the same fucking thing. That's all it is. They put barricades up so you can't drive in and you can't bring cops in. That's it. What is it with all these fucking moron right-wingers thinking that this is like some sovereign fucking nation? This big fucking like sweeping statement of anti-Americanism. It's not. They're making a point. Is it cringy? Yeah, it's a little cringy.
Chad has its own currency. The only reason I ask is because, you see, for an independent nation, the stuff that's in the stores is there, but if the store owners in the country of Chaz want to restock their shelves, I think they should pay a duty on the import of goods into their country. Because, it's only fair. It's like China pays a fee to bring their crap over here to America. So I think Chaz should pay a...
All right, yeah, fuck this guy. He's just going to go on
Dude,
forever.
fuck this. It's so boring. It's so boring. There's so many fucking, like, bullshit-ass tropes that keep coming out and circulating in, like, right-wing circles and people trying to, like, make up shit happening in the fucking Chop Zone. Of course there's fucked up things happening.
There was a shooting last night.
There was a shooting in the very beginning of it, too.
Of course it's going to fucking happen. The same thing happened with Occupy. Nobody should be surprised by this. It isn't like we're going to the whole point of it is not to reshape society into what we want it to be. It's a protest. It's making a statement. It's a shit show. It's always been a shit show. It always will be a shit show. That's not the point. The point is to make a point.
It's a shit show because nobody planned to take over Capitol Hill.
Nobody did.
They were protesting, and the police were shooting tear gas at point blank range, rubber bullets at point blank range, blowing up people with cell phones, and they were going online, and it was showing the police doing acts of brutality where they really didn't seem to be necessary, and that's a bad PR campaign. So the mayor, when this shit happened a day after the mayor said they were going to do a ban on tear gas, and they got videos of the cops a day later blowing tear gas straight into someone's face just because he's like, shoot me, motherfucker, shoot me, you pussy, tear gassing, and they already did 2 on the crowd, and we see a cop shoot a third off right at the guy's face. Just because he told him to?
Right up his fucking skull.
Just because he told him to? Is that how this works? That's bad PR, officer. You should have showed some restraint. And so the mayor comes in and says, you got to stop. You can't do this. And they walk out. They leave the precinct there, and they put out all calls that say the Proud Boys are marching into the neighborhood, getting everybody on edge. And everywhere has been looted and burnt. Up to this point, they're thinking someone's going to come in and burn the precinct down. They'll be able to come in and save the day. They turn it into a fucking rec center. They turn the entire block into a damn garden party. And the cops are like, well, shit. We removed ourselves and we removed the violence. Right. Yeah, there's been some scuffles. There's now been another shooting, and that fucking sucks. Someone has died. Someone has died. That fucking sucks. But these people did not ask for the precinct. They were given the fucking precinct. It was emptied out and left. The police left. And they left because they couldn't maintain their jobs without looking like fucking assholes shooting protesters, not rioters, protesters, point blank range in the face with tear gas. They made bad PR moves, and the mayor was like, you can't. And they were like, well, then we're gone. We're leaving. They left. They left Seattle to the protesters, and the protesters have been occupying in protest ever since.
Right.
They've had to undertake something they didn't ask for, but they can't give up now because that's not how protest goes. Before it was push and pull. The protest got broken down because people were getting rubber bullets rained on them and tear gas and arrested. And the cops are like, okay, we're not going to do that anymore. Now what do? We have a goddamn live concert, and people are drinking and dancing and hanging out and occupying, sleeping on the fucking lawn.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's nothing else for them to do until Jenny Durkin comes back and meets some of their demands, or at least counteroffers their demands. Where are the counteroffers? I would like to see them. Maybe they're out there and I haven't seen them. But when the city went on curfew, I got multiple text messages directly to my phone telling me the city was on curfew. I wish something would come to me to tell me that what the Seattle has done to answer these demands.
There's definitely been like a kind of narrative that's being pushed that like this is just all a fucking terrible situation, and Seattle is under siege and all this and all that. You have to understand, Seattle's a really big fucking place. This is 6 blocks, and rather than have furthering like constant violent confrontation, they're trying something different. They're letting people occupy, make a statement, try and make a stand. It's their choice to fucking make. If you don't live in Seattle, what the fuck value is your opinion about it? Well, I'm sorry, but like...
There is a guy who has a valuable opinion, Jeff. His name's Donald Trump, and he's just itching to send the military in to shoot up all these people making poop gardens and tomatoes.
Maybe we should just secede and make Cascadia. We've been talking about it for a while.
But a lot of other people have been talking about it too, and some of them are kind of weirdos. There's 2 sides of this movement.
True.
There's some pretty fucking weirdos that would like to have Cascadia be their
how about we make
island.
Cascadia, and all the right wingers in Oregon and Washington can just go to Idaho? It'd be fine. It'd be cool.
Or how about we just take some of this money we're spending on criminalization, policing, and military, and put it into programs that make people not have to go and join a fucking gang to sell the drugs that the CIA shipped in, because they can go
That sounds like a bunch of leftist liberal bullshit.
You know what?
Billy,
You're
okay?
right. We got to turn these humans into criminals any way necessary.
We shouldn't be trying to like reform drug addicts. What we need is more armored personnel carriers. Okay, all right, that's what we need.
Damn it, Jeff!
None of this pussy shit.
You drive a hard bargain, Jeff. Let's buy a fucking tank. Let's buy a tank. Benjamin, are we gonna read?
Yeah, I was just getting this ready here.
Ladies and gentlemen.
I'll make you full screen for it.
Can you put your and Jeff's pictures in the corner or anything? Or is that too hard?
It's not hard.
I don't want you boys not to be there.
No, that's fine.
I like you boys.
Everyone will still be able to hear us. So.
Or you could just put me full screen. Hey, there's me.
Yeah.
So Jeffrey and Benjamin, you will be along for the ride.
Hello? Hello?
Let me go. This is Keanisms, a not for children's book by Cardigan Broadmoor.
Oh, okay.
Page 1, you see the mac and cheese-nisms. The mac and cheese.
Wow.
It's very detailed, high-level mac and cheese.
Wow.
More mac and cheese. Keanisms, not for children's book. Let's get through some of the mac and cheese, maybe.
Mac and shit.
Dedicated to Brett Keane, and special thanks to the Drunken Peasants, the DP Wiki, Josh Warning. This is a work of satire not to be taken as slander and liability against any manatees, persons, or stallions, living or dead.
That was a Keanism.
A liability.
Liability. He means libel.
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, yeah. This is Brett. He says a lot of funny things. Here are some of the funny things he likes to say. Attack my family. Brett likes to say people attacked his family even when they didn't. Oh, Brett. Christians, Muslims, pagans, Jews. These are just a few kinds of gourd believers Brett is willing to take advantage of. Crayon, or crayon, this is how Brett pronounces the name of the holiest book in Islam.
Yeah, the Quran.
The Quran.
The Bible and the Quran.
Dickless penises, an imaginative term Brett sometimes uses to describe particular scammers.
Yep.
Dorn, Brett's angelic wife of over 20 years. It can also be used to describe the rising of the sun. Duplicitous. This is how Brett pronounces duplicitous. Brett can be very duplicitous.
Situation.
French vanilla situation. Only Brett knows exactly what this means, but he uses it as a perfect excuse to avoid answering direct questions. Now, can I tell you what French vanilla situation actually means? When Brett wanted to avoid a question, he'd go have a cigarette break.
That's a lie.
You don't think so?
I would say that there's a good chance that whatever he told you is something he made up.
He told me every time he'd go on a French vanilla situation, it was him taking a smoke break.
He used it every time he didn't want to sit around and answer the tough questions. But the French vanilla, no, he lied.
Okay.
That's all I can tell you. Because he said he had to keep getting up to go to the bathroom because he drank French vanilla coffee and it was giving him the shits.
Gourd, the god of the Bible, Quran, and Torah, has many names. Gourd happens to be Brett's particular name for him. Gourd believer. Brett is much too advanced to just say theist, so he says this instead. Gourd believer.
As well as.
Individual. This is how Brett pronounces individual. He says it's as often as possible to show how smart he is. A particular individual, multiple individuals. Insultive. Insultive. This is a very clever adjective Brett created to describe anything that is insulting. Ladies and gentlemen, Brett says this at the start of his videos to let everyone know what a fancy individual he really is.
Yep.
Louisiana. This is how Brett says Louisiana.
Yeah. And by the way, this book is available for sale on Amazon.
Use our Amazon link in description.
Yeah.
1 if by land, 2 if by sea, 3 is for the... What's 3, 4? Manatee. Matinee? The matinee? 3 is for the matinee? Most people who speak English would call the creature on your right a sea cow or manatee, but Brett prefers to call it a matinee. Many believe that Brett himself is a land-bound matinee yearning to return to his watery home.
It's true.
It's true. Boom, boom, boom. Nuclear. This is how Brett says nuclear, much like fellow Gourd believer George W. Bush. Old Scotsman fallacy. Brett's brilliant rendition of the no true Scotsman fallacy. Old-timers disease. Brett's pronunciation of Alzheimer's disease. Orn. Brett's word for on. Come on, Gord. Particular. See individual and situation. Quander. Oops. What Brett means to say is quandary. Rhine of Zhao de Dong. Brett's unique way of saying reign of Mao Zedong.
Yeah, that's the best one ever.
The Rhine of Zhao de Dong.
Oh, man. One of those individuals looks very familiar.
Who's this guy? Is this Ben? Is this Ben?
Yeah.
Scammers. Brett is a valiant defender of truth and integrity. He hates scams as well as all the scamming scammers who concoct them. Damn. Scenario. When mean people made fun of him for saying situation so many times, Brett started saying this instead. Self-depreciating humor. Brett's entire life is an example of this kind of humor.
It's supposed to be deprecating.
Yeah. Sit there. In Brett's worldview, there is no such thing as standing, only sitting. Situation. This is one of Brett's favorite words.
Yep.
There are all kinds of situations. There are chili, no cheese situations, French vanilla situations, individual situations, particular situations, scam situations, and many more. Slander and liability. This is Brett's own legalese jargon for slander and libel.
Mm-hmm.
Vapor. Brett's word for vape pen. Let me get a head off my vapor.
I'll get a head off my vapor.
Water-headed idiots. Brett's special loving nickname for his offspring. Working on all cinder blocks. Brett's clever reinvention of the phrase firing on all cylinders.
Yep. Working on all cinder blocks.
Website. This is how Brett says website. Website. What would we ever do without that world-renowned offer, that YouTube superstar, that all-around sexy stallion, the one and only matinee, Brett Keane. Mac and cheese.
Delicious.
About the author. Cardigan Broadmoor is a deeply troubled man. He is the author and illustrator of two other not-for-children's books, Dead Air and The Bullywull Visitor. He is also the illustrator for M. DiMartino's Long After World Volume 1. All of his work available at Amazon.com. You can also check out his Facebook page, Mac and Cheese.
Mac and Cheese. Hey, Ben.
Yes.
Apparently, tonight in Tulsa, there was a raucous round of applause because the president drank a glass of water with one hand.
Oh, yeah, because I saw those videos where he couldn't drink with one hand.
They riotous applause, massive shrieking, freaking the fuck out, throwing your vagina on stage applause because Trump managed to drink a cup of water with one hand.
Well, you know, he's been practicing.
I'd like to see Joe Biden drink a cup of water with one hand, just so he keeps that hand off of a little girl's neck.
I never doubted Trump for a minute. I knew he could do it. I knew he was that much of an alpha Chad that if he really put his mind to it, he could
alpha
he could not
Chad
Parkinson's up him trying to drink water with one hand. Yes.
Are we getting coronavirus?
What do you mean?
Your voice is gone. I'm starting to get a bit of a headache.
I don't think so.
What could it possibly be?
I had the coronavirus. I had the coronavirus like 6 days after I was hanging out with Ben up in BC.
You think you had it? You were never tested for it.
Yeah, well, I mean, but I'm pretty sure.
You should cop a test, Jeffrey.
I would, but even the antibody tests right now that we have are not fucking good. They're not fucking good. So I'll get tested as soon as I possibly can, but I mean my my symptoms were exactly the same as those people who were on the cruise ship back in February, and that's like kind of how I made my guess. I mean, I don't know for sure.
You
but
sound like a doctor.
Thank you. Thank you.
This is the exact same argument Jilly Juice had for her fucking for
Oh my
selling her
God.
It's like, it sounds like something that would cure cancer.
I'm pretty sure though that I had it, and
You might have,
maybe Ben was just an asymptomatic carrier,
Or maybe
'Cause
Ben
apparently a
had
lot
it because Ben got sick too after that. So maybe
I mean,
you guys,
not that bad though.
But it was pretty bad. But
No, I just had diarrhea. I think it was from
I caught some diarrhea.
I thought
too.
it was from. It's probably just from the drinking that I was doing.
Was it from the Wagyu beef?
We didn't
Dude, have
any
you ever
Wagyu.
taken a diarrhea
I
shit
know, I'm just-
after
I'm
eating
just
Wagyu
fucking-
beef?
I'm just
You
kidding,
can't. It's impossible to have a diarrhea after Wagyu beef.
We
because
didn't even.
Wagyu beef is actually fantastic for your bowels.
We
I
didn't
agree.
even. We didn't even travel back together. So I doubt it was me. That if you contracted it, I don't know.
We're thinking
Thought it
you
was
got
me.
corona from Vaush.
I mean, we were, and also, even if you did have it, that doesn't mean I gave it to you. We went to a fucking hockey game with 20,000 people.
Say that. I wasn't trying to make the. I wasn't trying
You
to say
literally
you gave
just
it to
made
me.
the argument that I gave it to you.
No, I did not.
You were like,
No,
"Oh, I think
did-
Ben's a healthy carrier."
Oh, he said you could have
And
had
I
it too.
literally fucking seen you in a
I-
chat.
no,
I've
no,
seen you in a
I said-
YouTube chat
no,
accusing me
I
of giving
said-
it to you.
I said that maybe you had it, but you were an asymptomatic carrier. I could have given it.
I
but
saw
I
you-
didn't say that.
I
I
s-
could have given it to you.
I saw you type in a chat room once. Ben gave me coronavirus. So
I was joking. Of course, I was joking. I was fucking around.
Oh,
I think Ben gave me coronavirus too.
fuck both of you.
That? You remember that? You
Fuck
you
both
remember
of
that?
you.
You committed that to memory.
I
The time
guess
that I typed up
I
that
guess I just have a better memory than you.
Wow.
I don't know.
Wow, Jeff, you of all people shouldn't call somebody out for being committed to memory.
Oh, good one.
That's true. That's
Good
very
one.
True.
I had to think about that for a second.
You know what? honestly, I'm gonna put this out there. Benjamin, I apologize. I didn't want to ever actually seriously insinuate that you gave me coronavirus or that you had coronavirus. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't mean that. It was always just a joke. Okay?
I do want to say this, Ben. Every time I jumped in garbage or ate gum off a wall or picked up a damn wig out of a puddle and put it on my head, I didn't get coronavirus. It wasn't until I sat in the same room with you that I died of coronavirus,
That you
Ben.
died?
I died of coronavirus.
Am I talking to your ghost?
Yes.
Oh.
Right.
Hey, Jeff, do you want to know something?
Yeah.
I gave you coronavirus.
I'm not surprised. Nothing about this surprises me at all.
I spit on Ben's dick before he left.
Oh my God.
To hang out with you.
Fuck you.
That explains so much. Oh my God.
So
wow.
We're
I
gonna
was
wrap
all over that fucking thing all weekend.
Shut up. We're gonna wrap it up in like 5 to 10 minutes here. We're not gonna do a post show. I need to give my voice a break for tonight. I do believe tomorrow's roll call.
Yes.
The return of roll call. So
Yes.
hang out with me and young Joseph, and we will answer your questions. Tomorrow's theme on roll call is advice. Are you having any issues in your life? Do you want Joe to help you straighten them out? It basically, it's like Joe's the new Dr. Phil, only better.
Yeah, with less convictions.
Yes.
Oh man. I'm gonna do in this time. I'm gonna burp. Like I might do a big burp after we go off the air. I feel gassy.
Yeah.
I feel gassy.
Is it a verp? You ever had a verp, a vomit burp?
Oh yeah.
All the time.
Oh
yeah, because you
happens.
puke a lot, so I would think you
I
would
puke some, yeah.
You would verp a lot.
Yeah, I didn't know a verp was a vomit burp.
That's what I would call it. Yeah. A verp.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jeff, anything you want to tell the people at home?
Go subscribe to your. My name is Josephine.
Yeah,
she's
definitely.
badass. Out of most in the world of political YouTubers, I've known a lot of them. I've known most of them. I've actually drank and partied with most of them as well. And there are very select few that do not compromise. They do not change who they are. They do not fucking bend, and they do not get bought. Very few do not get bought, and they do not get sold by large corporations. Josephine is a straight fucking shooter. She is 100% her own fucking mind, and a badass human being. And I cannot advocate for her enough. She's awesome. So subscribe to My Name is Josephine. She's more honest than I am. She's badass, dude.
And
go check her out.
When COVID's over, I do believe she's going to be opening up for Jordan Peterson.
What?
No,
it's not true.
No.
She's going to be opening up for Cargun of a sock.
I thought you were going to make that joke.
No.
Probably not. No, probably not.
Yeah, she was awesome.
She's just legit a real
fucking she's great
person, and she's badass, dude. So yeah, go subscribe to her channel.
And I don't know if you guys know this, but she has retractable talons.
Huh?
Yeah, she has talons. They retract. It's not true. I made that up. I just like starting rumors about our guests. That's
why I thought you were gonna go there.
It's probably not healthy. My rumors are healthy. Probably not. Yeah, retractable talons. It's a badass thing to have. Like if you're like a Wolverine, kinda.
The female of the species has the extra spurs on their feet for protection to protect the herd.
The female is more deadlier than the
Jeff,
male.
did you see the John Swan, Chris Hansen video?
Yeah, no, John did a fucking great ass job, man. He did a really good job.
I just wish people wouldn't paint this Chris Hansen as such a bad guy. How else is he going to scam money and donos off of Onision for 7 more months?
Legit, like there are people out there who've been really, really good about covering Chris Hansen's bullshit. Danknet is obviously really great. He's been like the progenitor of it. Josh Pescatore, John Swan, like these dudes. I mean, I like, you know, in the genre of like YouTube drama, but like these dudes really bring accountability to people trying to grift and like profit off of people's pain. So good on you guys. Keep it up. That's really, really good shit. I really appreciate it. It's cool.
Yeah. We want to grift and profit off of your boredom. That's it. We just want your boredom.
Yeah. We already live in our mom's basement, so we don't need anything else.
I know.
I want to get a bunch of merch made and not pay for it and write bad checks.
Let's do it.
Who still writes checks anyway?
People who fucking are trying to scam mom and pop merch shops.
Chris Hansen. Chris Hansen writes checks.
I want to sit down with Chris Hansen.
He puts on his granny glasses with like the fucking glasses saver with the fucking beatery,
you
know, around his fucking neck. And he's like, who am I gonna make this out to? Like fucking Jesus Christ, some boomer level shit.
Chris
Get
Hansen
the fuck off the internet.
Chris Hansen should start marketing his own brand of cookies and Kool-Aid. That was the coolest part about Catch a Predator. They were always making cookies or Kool-Aid or something. I'm making some Kool-Aid. I wonder if he got a kickback from Kool-Aid for that.
Oh, yeah. All right. We're going to wrap it up. We will see you guys on Tuesday. Thanks for watching. Good night, everybody.
Tomorrow for roll call, most likely. Hopefully, yes. Finally back. Returns.
Bye.
Bye, Jeff.
In the beginning, there was nothing. And then there was the Drunken Peasants Podcast.
Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. From the strangest corners of the internet, gonna get TP'd by Billy and Ben. You know where you can find them at. Get ready, cause they're gonna kick your... Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants.